Those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. I'm with you. I'm with you.
feel free, and I just wanna be me. Yeah, I just wanna go so crazy. I just wanna be a freak. Yeah, I just wanna rise to the top. Yeah, I just wanna go reach the peak. So I've been really well focused on success. Hey, y'all will see. Yeah, you'll see that I will get it. Cause I'm really focused, man. I make it with the rap and I just follow my path. I just follow my passion. To me, this is what's precious. Yeah, in my soul, man, I can feel it. So every single verse, man, I just gotta go and kill it, man. I gotta be the kid. I could be the guy taking you wild. I could be the villain. But good as a kid. Lately, I'm painting my path on my way. Yeah, I got no time that I can waste. So I've been sitting in the space. Yeah, making runs every day. Man, you know that I go insane. Yeah, I hit you with a bullet to the brain. Let us stop first if we going and going insane.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Why is my hair so down? Normally it's a lot up. I didn't even realize that's what I looked like all day, dude. I haven't looked in the mirror at all. Oh my god, dude. It was just like down, like we're just like with Peter Parker from the last Spider-Man movie, dude. We're not going through that phase. Hell no. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope all of y'all having a wonderful, beautiful day. How are all you doing today, boys? It is time for some 5v5 1v1 duels, boys. Hope all of y'all are having a wonderful, beautiful weekend today. EU, I hope you guys are ready for some duels, boys. Making sure the mic is as loud as it used to be. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Let me fix the webcam, because otherwise I got the ghost filter on. Yeah, actually it's called low light compensation. I don't know why it's automatically on, but it just makes me look like a goddamn ghost. Ooh, spooky. I should have threw an effect in there too, dude. I have a microphone with all these effects. I just need to find a way to hotkey it. I feel like I should be able to know how to hotkey it. If I had like a stream deck, I feel like I could totally do it there. That'd be kind of cool. But Druid has one. I didn't know he had one until I saw his PC setup. Which, by the way, his PC setup, he's having to set his PC. He's had so many PC issues, dude. That's not even funny. He's having to send it back in again. It's a little tragic. Boys, 5v5 1v1 duels. Hopefully we got some groups up and running. Who do we got in chat? We got us Dreadheart. We got us Josh Belly. We got us Cranty Beautiful Obliv. Wow. King Krylo. We got us Abrasive. Is this Abrasive from the guild? Temjin Raisko. We got us Chicago. We got us Psych Europe. We got us Harry. We got us Phoenix. Benji, how you boys all doing? David, how you doing, my man? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back for the wonderful, beautiful 5v5 1v1 duel day, man. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's have some fun with the duels. We got some nerfs since last duel. We got some Paladin nerfs. We got some Mage nerfs. We got some Full Moon nerfs for the Druids. I doubt it's going to make that big of a difference. But you never know. You never know. You never really know. Try call with a message. Huh? Got a question for you. What is it? What is it, my child? All right, boys. This is weird. The hell's going on? You guys see that, right? That was weird. It just spazzed. All right. Try to figure out with this new Blizzard UI, which I don't mind, right? I'm glad that they're doing stuff. You can see like all your hotfixes a lot easier. Like this isn't a bad idea. And it actually updates pretty well compared to the original. But like everything is so hard to figure out what's where and what, you know? Like I'm not used to it, dude. I'm not used to new stuff. I don't like change. I'm a millennial, but I'm a boomer at heart, dude. I don't like change. Can't everything just stay the same? I want Mr. Pandaria back. Alrighty, boys. AU, we're logging on. Getting some 5v5 1v1 duels here. Русский. Русский в чате. Русский в чате. Ну что вы делаете? Русские, давайте играй. Погоди. Давай. Russians, man. They're excited to play some games. Was that Blizzard new UI cloud? Mine's still the old one. Don't worry about it. Just stick with the old one. And then complain once. Change is bad, but necessary. Change is bad and never needed. We should have stayed with like the stone wheel back in the Stone Ages, dude. Now we have all this technology and depression. It is not fun. Alrighty. Back to the... Belly, how you doing, my man? Ready when you're else? Sounds good, Belly. First up for the day on the EU duels. Let's go, boys. Давай. There we go. That's our favorite Russian thing, is давай, поехали. It's basically like, let's go, let's roll out. Like car rolling. Close enough. We got us Obliv first versus Belly. We got us Lenoa in the back. Hola, papa. How you doing, Lenoa? Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. Belisarius and Obliv. First duel of the day, boys. Let's go. Go. There we go. When you transfer characters across film, do a transmog stick with the character. Yes. Mods are account bound. Some mods are character bound, but they're bound to that character even if you transfer realms. So pretty good. We got Kragar. We're ready. Sounds good, my man. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one, Kragar. Belly, I believe. Do I have to re-queue you guys? We queued you guys in. One sec, Dal. Alright, sounds good. Let's keep your shit. Все, давай, поехали. There we go. Russ is right. Let's go. Let's roll out. Yeah. Let's just close like a translator, dude. Let's roll. Поехали. It's like, usually it's like, let's go, but like when you're talking about like a car in a way, but it can also be slang. I don't know, close enough. Belly and Obliv, we got to re-queue boys right back in there. Honestly, I like the new look. Everything so much is to see if it looks like looking alright. I mean, if you like it, man, hey, I get it. I said it's not bad looking. It's not bad looking. It's kind of clean. It's kind of clean. Like some people make an update, like YouTube and Google usually do updates on YouTube all the time, and nobody likes the change at all. But this one, I kind of like. That's just me personally. I get it if you don't like it. You know, I get it if you don't like it. It's okay. We got ourselves first team. We got ourselves the boys in here, though. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Switch Rich, what do we got? We got ourselves team 1 together with Kreiser donning on the magical cap as an destruction more like this time. He's going back to his roots. We got ourselves Staith as a Demon Hunter on team 1 with Belly as a what looks like a Fury Warrior with one-handers. My man's. We got ourselves Jesse as a Feral Druid. Yep, it is Feral. I like the stab, by the way. And we got ourselves A-Bomb as an Holy Bomb. We got ourselves Babas as a Retribution Paladin on team 2 with Obliv as more of the Fire Mage with a big old Slicer Reaper scythe at the top with Omega as a Feral Druid. We got ourselves, first up is going to be Sathlice, as well as in the back, we got ourselves Dirks as a Sub-Rogue Pandaren. Christ is going to be first up versus Sathlice. Sath rolling into a Succubus CC, the old school classic by Kreiser, feeding him a fast cast casual with a Shadow Fury Karma coming out for Sathlice really early on. Kreiser getting a massive cooldown. Sath rolling on top of Kreiser, but the port is set up for the Warlock back into the room. Ring of Peace comes out, trying to deny him positional, but Kreiser got the mobility. He's a jungle cat at heart. In cap by Sath, just trying to lock Kreiser down. Haven't went for, actually, no, he did go for a leg sweep. I don't even know when. Mortal Coil into a Chaos Bolt, trying to get a Chaos Bolt off from the fear, but it's going to be a lockout by Sath. That still Kreiser getting some instant cast available into a Warlock port, trying to get a fear. Sath does line it for a second. Kreiser trying to go for maybe another port into an Infernal Cataclysm wombo combo. Sath getting Kreiser quite low, does go for a massive health increase, does have Relentless as the only way for him to get out of CC. Sath taking a full-on Chaos Bolt fear, or after into another Chaos Bolt. Is it going to be big damage? Sath somehow is just healing over and over. I'm going to guess with the Vial of Serenity. Big port for Kreiser as he's a little bit behind on health. Needs a Mortal Coil or something to get this monk off him. Touch of Death, and that's going to be the pot. I think Sath shouldn't have any issues breaking through the pot unless the Infernal gives him the heat. It looks like the Infernal almost did the trick, but that's going to be a port as Belly goes in for a Stormbolt leaping on top of Sath. Should be a Karma coming back for the monk if he plays this carefully very, very soon. That was super unfortunate by Kreiser. Had a really good setup. He just did not account for the big juicy heal that Sath got with a mastery increase. He got himself against a massive Vial of Serenity there. He must be running that big Vial of Serenity heal, and he saved it until that perfect moment. If only Kreiser got that fear off a little bit earlier, he would have been in a really good spot. Sath tried to go for a Karma, bit of a setup onto Belly. It's going to be disarm for disarm on each other. And Sath looking for a bit of a reset onto Belly. His Belly got himself massive heals available. Is he going to be able to maximize the parry coming out? He's trying to get those executes through the parries back to back. And that's going to be Sath getting a kneecap onto Belly, bailing out of there. With Belly not really looking all that good health-wise. Is going to have to convert a lot of the rage into ignore pain, but still super low in health. Execute range. It looks like Sath is going to be able to take him out. I just saw Jesse trying to res Kreiser, and Kreiser didn't even give himself the ability to didn't even give into the temptation of it. I saw it. You guys thought it didn't. Kreiser just left the BG or left the arena knowing that he's going to give him temptation of just taking a res real quick. He's like, no. I'm out. I'm dead. It's over. It's okay. GG's to the Monk. First game jitters, you know what I mean? Gotta get through those. Gonna be Sath popping off. Weapons of Warden with an incap on a Jesse. Even blasting through that Karma. He really doesn't really care about, about the Thorns. I guess it's like a Druid Karma in a way. You hit him, it's gonna hit you back. Except without exact redirect damage of Karma. But you know, same punishment mechanic. Jesse looks like he's going to be able to catch himself a reset Sath. Weapons of Order have been used. Basically, their own 2-minute metamorphosis version for the monks. But isn't able to get much value out of it onto Jesse. Jesse's still trying to get openers. Can I get a rake opener? There goes a stun. Convoke. Does he get the big Convoke? Karma comes out at the last second. Blast through the Karma. Actually had zero regard for the Karma. The bites were so strong. Blasted through the Karma and kept biting over and over and over. That is a massive, massive setup. Omega getting opened up on Jesse. Going for a cycle onto Omega. I think he's just going to get a bleed onto Omega and get it for a reset. Just gonna go for resets. He needs to buy himself some time. A lot of big cooldowns have been used just now. Jesse is down on Berserk. Actually, Wall has Berserk. Actually has a lot of his other offensives. The Wall is down though. Probably gonna get a Barkskin here. Gonna be Bashful. Omega does have a Thorns. And there goes the Barkskin. Did you use Barkskin in between of that? It looked like you do have Barkskin. I don't know if you used it in between of it or not. But Omega tried to go for a bit of a reset himself. Trying to see if he might be able to get a reset for, I guess, the other Pharaoh. Looks like he's not able to. Bear form does come out. Omega trying to get some of his own combo points in there. Big bleeds coming out for Jesse. Does not have a pre-wall for this Convoke. Does go for a Roger interrupted. Jesse super low in health. Does have a wall if needed. Should probably use that wall immediately. Does use the wall. And there goes the Frenzied Regen. Massive health recovery. Omega still holding on to his wall. His trinket roar onto Jesse for a second. Trying to land a cycle. Not going to happen. Trying to land a cloud of his own. Going to be a skull bash. Actually miss into a cyclone onto Omega. And looks like Jesse is going to be able to catch up on health and deny Omega any kind of healing of his own. It is going to be immediate Barkskin out of Omega. Still holding on to a wall and a trinket. So he has a big play for any Convoke or any kind of big damage Jesse has. And Omega using that Frenzied Regen with the wall right now, just trying to see if he could turn the damage offensively, aggressively onto Jesse. Jesse landing that maim. Still was a wall available for Omega for a bit. Eating those bites to the face, back-to-back. Thorns for Thorns are up right now. Omega still holding on to a trinket. Roar might go for his own cyclone here. Jesse, does he have a way out of it? Nope. Looks like Omega is going to catch up on health and maybe get an open on Jesse. Jesse does have a trinket back up. It looks like both of these Pharaohs are down in defensive. Looks like nobody's getting the opener here, but next bash is going to be a trinket for both of them. Jesse probably has a Convoke right now. Maim comes in. Does Omega go for a Convoke? Jesse tried to hold on to a trinket. Might be too low though. Barkskin with a bear form. Frenzied Regen. And this is where Omega is trying to take those meaty bites out of Jesse, but without super high dampening it is going to be quite difficult. Skull Bash available for that Cyclone. Jesse is going to go for a Roar into Omega. Looks like the bleeds do break him out. Jesse trying to go for another Cyclone. Going to be a Roar by Omega with a clone of his own. Keeping Jesse's health low. Jesse chooses to shrink and try to go for a clone of their own. Looks like Omega is going to be able to catch himself a reset behind the pillar. Jesse catches a reset as well. Looks like they AoE each other out. Bear form for Omega is the first global. Trinket, not available for Jesse. Omega can go for a big Convoke if he wants to. Does he have the Convoke? Maim and does not press the Convoke button. Next time he probably should think about it. Thorns for Omega. Jesse's just playing defensive. He doesn't need to hit into those Thorns at all. Try to go for another clone. Does not get a juke out of Omega. Looks like his Skull Bash goes through. And Omega getting hit with the bash. Does he trinket it? Does he choose to trinket it? Barkskins it. Barkskins a Cyclone. I don't know if that's a good move. I mean, it doesn't really do anything for you. But out of this, a short stun. Convoke, wait, could be good enough of a stun interrupt onto the Convoke, and Jesse survives it. Back into Bear, back into Frenzied Regen. Guardian Affinity is a huge play for both of these Pharaohs, as Jesse trying to get some cooldowns and damage back into Omega. It is his opportunity to get a bit aggressive. Omega does use his Frenzied Regen to catch up on a lot of health, but the bleeds are in. So now, the damage for Omega is going to be a question whether he can deal with it. Does get a Skull Bash onto the Convoke. The bleeds are rolling in high, though. Jesse getting hit with a maim. Does Omega have enough damage to follow up? No Convoke. Does have Berserk, though, but isn't able to really min-max the Berserk damage here. But while Jesse in Bear form, perfect opportunity to get those bites, extend the bleeds, make the damage happen, get those comp points back, maybe harass the other Pharaoh often enough. Maim onto Omega. Looks like Jesse's catching up on a little bit of that damage. Roar by Omega. Does he go for a Skull Bash? Does have a Skull Bash. And could be Jesse's opportunity to go for a Cyclone here, especially onto the healing for Omega. He could go for a Cyclone next time. He gets a Frenzied Regen. Thorns for Jesse. Omega not looking that good all of a sudden. Just hit a Thorns for a couple of globals. It wasn't good for him. Does go for a clone onto Jesse. No trinket available, and Omega trying to catch up on health. Regrowths are still pretty good. with the frenzied regen right after, just trying to stay away from Jesse as best as possible. Jesse landing that opener. The big rake bleed is in his core. Barking out for a Megu. And Omega getting hit with the main thorns. Jesse just blasted with those thorns. Roared by Omega. Does he go for a cyclone? Does he get the skull bash? Does juke the skull bash. Omega actually does get bitten quite hard. There goes the pod. Jesse, does he have enough damage to break through the pod? Bite comes in, but I don't think it's enough. And it wasn't enough. Omega comes in with a maim. Does he have anything to follow? Roar into Omega's cycle, but Jesse having to kill Omega all over again. Just didn't have enough damage at the end. That seed pod gave him an opportunity to get back right into the duel. Thorns up and running. Omega trying to get some heals back. Cyclone, does he get it? Oh, Jesse was actually back for a second. Trick inside of the Cyclone. I don't know if that's a good move. Does get a mammoth to Omega. Does he have anything to follow? Is that the kill again? Does he get it? He scores it again, but now he goes into Babs without a trinket. And this Paladin means business. Through in the judgment. Does gotta let the Pharaoh reset. Is giving him the honor duel in a way. I don't know if he wanted to chase after him or not, but looks like he did allow him at least to recover all that health. Jesse, though, sitting without a trinket, can pre-wall the damage from Babs, might be able to bark skin it, but it's going to be pretty tough. This is a Retribution Paladin. The Word of Glory healing has been nerfed with this patch by 20%. We'll see if that makes a difference. We are a 26% dampener. Going to be that consecration getting the kitty out with a Hodge. Does Babs have the big go? Seraphim, massive damage right now. The wings damage has not been touched by Blizzard. And that's going to be a nice roar by Jesse. Try to get away from Babs. Wall available. Just try to recover. Probably a good idea to use the wall as well as all that recovery at 28% dampener. Shield advantage available for Babs as to go for a rebuke. He does land the rebuke on that Cyclone cast. And Jesse actually catches himself at a restealth. Shadow Meld restealth real quick. Gonna wait out the heat shield advantage. Wings also have been used. Seraphim has been used by Babs. Landing a Hodge or Jesse either way. Is that going to be enough damage here? It just might be. Paladins just sometimes have random bumps of damage. Roar by Jesse, landing himself that bit of recovery. Any kind of recovery he can get is going to help him. Still massive heals by the Friends of Region at 31% dampener. Still massive healing by that ability. I mean, a good portion of your health. It is percentage healing of your health, which I think does get reduced by dampening. But damn, that is some good healing. That is some great healing by the Feral, dude. Guardian Infinity making a massive plays. The Roar has been used quite a bit here. Babs looking to catch up to Jesse, but you notice he's lacking mobility. What axe is that, by the way? That looks awesome. Matched the Mog really well. I don't know why. Consecration, but the Feral does land the opener. Babs actually popping in Trinket with eye for an eye. Jesse popping Thorns. It's going to be Thorns for the both of them. Pally Thorns and Druid Thorns trying to go. No, Rebuke has not been used. Could juke it. Does not get juked on that rebuke. Babs actually kept hammering into those thorns. Almost landed that interrupt on that cast. That's going to be Bop available for Babs. Could go for a cyclone. There was no rebuke available, but instead went for bear form, getting himself heal up. Back-to-back bear form while the stun comes in. Perfect opportunity for Jesse. Babs is also carrying. That does give him massive advantage with the fact that he can just remove those bleeds. Quick cyclone by Jesse. Does lock down Babs for a second. Might allow Jesse to restart. Bubble is most likely going to be used by Babs if he ever dips low. And I wasn't paying attention to the Word of Glory heals. I feel like next time we get an arena game with no dampening, I want to see how big Word of Glory still are for Paladin. But Babs, looking like he's maintained himself. 20% nerve doesn't seem like much. Or at least I talked to Boom. He said it probably is not going to be. It's a drop in the ocean, really. Babs dropping low, though. Bubble coming out. Flash of light rolling in. That's going to be Jesse recovering a little bit of health. Babs taking a second. Just get himself up and running. Going to be full wings available. Jesse doesn't have a chicken for bear form. As long as he has a heal ball in bear form, all the swing damage, he just kind of counteracted Roar onto Babs into a cyclone. Full clone. Could he go for a double clone? Nope. Going to dip out. Babs, I think this is going to be your last set of wings. Whatever kind of recovery on health you can get is what is going to save you here. Drops on consecration, but then walks out of it. Might not be the best move. Jesse waiting. I think he's waiting for DRs. He's waiting, maybe waiting for another consecration. Getting that opener. Babs might in a bad spot here. Jesse just popping in the dots, root, and getting out of there. Babs does go for a Blessing of Sanctuary, I think, which reduces certain CC and removes him if there's certain CC on him. So I guess he didn't want to get chain stomp back to back. Jesse just gonna wait it out. Thorns available. Babs does not want to hit into those thorns. Does not a Hodge Jesse, but a defensive Hodge. Tried to build the thorns, didn't work out. I think the Judgment and a couple of those technical range abilities by Paladin don't get thorns on him. Cyclone does juke it, does get some line of sight away from Jesse. Looks like the Feral gonna land himself a reopener. Babs setting up a consecration, but the Feral I think the ball in his court. Babs does have a chicken backup, but without a bop or a bubble, he doesn't have a big defensive to deal with what the Feral got going on. He does, however, have most likely a Vile Serenity if he hasn't used it to shed all those bleeds that Jesse does take quite a bit of energy to set up. That's going to be back damage to Jesse, actually taking quite a big hits from Babs, though. It looks like Babs is able to recover a little bit of health. Thorns is up, might want to play more defensively. Does not have Rebuke here. It looks like he got just juked on Rebuke. And Jesse looking to get himself a main one to Babs. Convoke, no way to stop it. It looks like the Feral gets the final bite in there. Obliv, the Fire Mage is up next. The Mage absorbs have been nerfed by 15% shields. So now they're like, I think 60% effectiveness down to 50 or something like that. Or 65 to 50. I think the shields, so the original shields, I think they were at 65% PvP effectiveness. Now they're at 50, so that's a 50% nerf. But for all three shields, with 52% dampen, it's going to be kind of hard to see if that actually makes a big difference. But that's going to be big combustion out of Obliv with a quick main by Jesse. Looking for recovery. Big Pyroblast scores massive hit. Jesse trying to go for a bit of a reset. Look like back into Bear Form Frenzy is available. Massive heals. That's a wall as Obliv still got quite a bit of damage rolling. With high dampening, it's hard to see if those shields are actually making that much of an impact. Or if we can see how big they're nerfed. We will know how nerfed they are once we have a game of Mage without dampener, where we let him go through the full shields, the full rotation. Because last time, Mages could survive for 15 minutes without dampener. It's actually kind of insane. Jess is super low in health. Does he get away out of it? Breath by Obliv. I think he catches him with an arcane explosion. Explodes the Feral. Played that out pretty well, the Feral did. Next up is going to be Staith. As a Demon Hunter versus Obliv. Does get him with a stun from afar. I-beam. Obliv does go for a port out of it. A blink. Poly onto Staith. Probably gonna go for a G-Pie. No, Frostbolt out of that Radiant Spark and try to make himself some damage happen. The fourth attack isn't gonna be a big meteor, and Staith looks like he's gonna just take that. Take the Radiant Spark away with him. Take a bit of that dot damage from Mastery and the arcane damage. Pyroblast flying by Obliv does go for the Hunt. The Obliv takes a bit of damage from it. Alter time is out for Obliv though. Should be able to recover a lot of health. Staith better be aware of it. Trying to go for a big I-beam damage. Does get pretty big damage from afar. Obliv goes in for Alter time as the Metamorphosis comes out. Another I-beam almost makes through. Ring of Frost should stop Staith in place. Unless he just leaps over it. Nope, gets rooted. Does have a Shadow Mill though. Flying up in the air instead. Radiant Spark up for Obliv. Sage is trying to see if he can cast through Obliv. Does get him some shields back up. Combustion ready to try to make this Pyroblast fly. It looks like it's going to be one final Pyroblast to take him out. A-Bomb is the last man left behind Obliv. He does give him the perfect opportunity to at least catch up on a little bit of heals, but at this high dampening, not much you can really do. And Obliv does still hold on to Ice Block as well as Cauterize. Should be able to catch up and a little bit of health with that. And it should be okay. A-Bomb trying to go for a bit of a flesh count at this high dampening, at this long of a game. It's not going to give it that much of a shield, but it's better than nothing. Dropping down a Death and Decay on one side. Obliv's trying to sneak around him with an Invis. I think he's just trying to maybe get whatever catch up on health or better positional. He might need to just sit down and eat food. Conjuring Refreshments probably should have had those ready before the arena started so you didn't have to spend the time conjuring and more time eating. But the food is actually giving him quite a bit of recovery. Nova onto the pet. A-Bomb is a little bit cautious about going at Obliv. He knows this is an unholy DK. He's just going to be in a bad spot. If he puts himself at a massive disadvantage away from Obliv, Frostbolt coming out, it is going to allow him for that grip. Stun into Obliv. He does blink out of that stun. And A-Bomb does have AMS ready. Burns right through it with this Fire Blast. Going to be full Armor of the Dead available. A-Bomb better go for big damage into that. Into that Alter time. Looks like it's going to be interrupted onto the Ring of Frost. Does get a Fire Nova back to knock back Obliv. I mean, A-Bomb, and it's going to be Obliv going for that Ice Block as the Cauterize and Ice Block being used together. Super unfortunate that happens, but these shields wouldn't be able to hold them at 72% dampener. They've been going for a bit of a Lichborn. Might allow him a little bit of that self-heals. Going to be Obliv trying to make that maybe Meteor clap as a final hit. Looks like Ring of Frost is going to be it. Gripping him out. A-Bomb super low on health. Does need to go for whatever heal advantage he can. IBF is available. It looks like Obliv does have combustion back up. Nothing he could really do at the end there. I feel like the Unholy DK just needed a little bit longer of a setup to make something work. Jesse within 3 kills. Obliv cleaning up the job. Doing quite a good job at it, man. Quite a good job. Wow. Long duel. First one of the day, boys. 18 minutes. First duel, 18 minutes. I really do want to see how Paladins and Mages do before dampening. I'm actually very interested. I think Blizzard might have actually might have done enough. Maybe not enough for like competitive arenas, but at least for the 5v5 1v1s, there might be a slightly shorter games. Let's get another one up and running, boys. We got ourselves a Bliv. I know you guys are ready again, but we got to get a Lenovo. As Lenovo a group? I don't know if Lenovo has a group, so we're going to go Kragar, Pelor, Lenovo. Let me know if you have a group. Otherwise, I'm going to go Kragar and Pelor. Okay? Because I don't know if you have a group. You said hola papa. I don't know if you're saying hello, hello. Or if you're like, hola papa, we're ready, hola papa. You know what I mean? Okay, trying to get my attention because you guys are ready, or you're trying to get my attention to say hello? If you're just saying hello, I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful day. Kadam, also with the group. Yo, boys, we got the boys out here too. Last time we're gonna go. I'm with a Bliv. Okay, that works out. Hello, by the way. Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful day, Lenovo. I'll put you over here, just so I can have the team leads up here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And by the time we're done the duel, Kragar, Pelor, probably Ren and Kato might have enough people. That'll be another group, and we'll start swapping you guys around. Let me also pin that. Thank you, Cran the Beautiful. Appreciate you. Pin that message. Not ban it this time like I did last time. Let's get Kragar and Pelor. What's your character name? Because I can't do Pelor in Russian letters at all. You'll be down below, right? At the bottom. Cyrillic letters. Fame Monster X. Okay. Fame Monster X. Okay, that'll work. Pelor versus Kragar. Let's go, boys. Jim is the first week of the season so much funnier. Yeah, first week, dude, everything was busted good. Everything was broken good. Plus, also, nobody knew what legendaries were the best. So it was interesting. Ooh, an assassination. Ooh, I'm actually excited about assassination, boys. Ooh. Especially if he goes for like a big bleed strat or something with a vanish. Ooh, could be good. Could be really good. Alrighty, that one saved. Quick drink. Glad you joined the show. What's up, Blue Eyed? How do my man? Alrighty. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 with, you got your boy. Try to kill me as a Windwalker monk. Panda Gladiator, boys. Panda Gladiators are getting glad. That shouldn't stop you from playing like any race class combo you want them. Panda Glads, dude. We got Kragar. Here's the Fury Warrior with. We also got ourselves third as a boom. We've got ourselves Wolf as a hunter. Beastmaster, in fact, and Arhi Orc as a fire mage, which is Fame Monster X is 5. Which is Arhi, which is 5, with a G-Pie, Ring of Frost to follow. Fame gonna take a bit of damage. Dust of a Pour did not land in that. Ring of Frost, all that easily is just gonna try to see if he can circle around Arhi for a little bit here. Arhi does go for a bit of a soul shape-shifting power, try to get some cooldowns back together. That was combust, that was everything used just now. Lots of damage used, and it looks like Fame is gonna take a bit of damage. It's gonna be a Nova. Doesn't have attackers list out of it. And Ari is able to just pelt at him freebie damage. Is Ari playing the legendary with a Nova? He can't be playing the legendary with a Nova doesn't break, right? It's, you guys, look at them shields. Look at them triple shield wombo combo. I do wonder if Blizzard will ever try to nerf that legendary so that mages consider like offensive legendaries ever. But with how squishy mages are and with just how much damage they already do, I don't know if then you really need an offensive legendary. Although the one where Nova doesn't break the damage, I guess that one is easily counterburst because you can always like, you know, dispel it. Hand of Freedom. Target's lost as a monk. Looks like Fame Monster is playing the Tiger Punch charge Lego, which I don't really know if that does much. But does it make Tiger Punch do more damage? It's gonna be Ring of Frost out of Arhi. I think he was hoping to walk Fame Monster X into it. Looks like Ice Block is coming out for Arhi really early on. Trying to stand in his Ring of Frost so he can get some freebie damage, and Fame Monster's images are gonna be attacking Arhi, breaking him out of that CC. Into alter time available, but Arhi does get interrupted on nature, so it's gonna be his cooldown reduction kind of denied, especially since he was trying to get combustion back up really early on. Nova into Fame doesn't stay not long at all. Looks like it's gonna be maybe Meteor to Fame. Does go for a Karma here, and Arhi does not have an Ice Block to deal with that Karma. Fame try not to let Arhi go anywhere. Always has a Tiger's Punch or Tiger, yeah. No, Tiger. Big damage onto Arhi. I'll remember what that ability is in a bit. Gonna be a touch of death onto Arhi. Does get the pod. It looks like Fame should be able to buzz through the pod pretty easily. Tiger's Palm, that's what it is. Tiger's Palm charge. I need to reread what that legendary does. But it's gonna be trying to kill me up next. Big, oh, massive damage setup onto Fame Monster X. Got the images doing Fist of Fury. He decided, you know what, I'm gonna cancel my Fist of Fury. Go for a big whirling dragon punch. Let the images continue punching with Zoan. That's just so much damage. That's just unlivable. Sunshine, good morning, is gonna be up next as a sub rogue. Also on team 2, we have ourselves Valence, almost like violence, but Valence as an assassination rogue. We have ourselves Mary as a red pally and Sek as a fire mage. So many fire mages. Trying to kill me, getting hit with a sap. Cheap shot by the rogue. Going in for the big shadow strike damage. I think trying to kill me might just die here. Trick at the last second. In cap onto the rogue. The rogue is playing relentless. So he does have a human racial out of the next stun. Going to be not evasion for the rogue just yet. Blind onto trying to kill me. Cannot control the images. They're just kind of pathing with him. But they couldn't attack the rogue for one reason or another. I guess you just gotta set the... Oh, Sunshine did blind and vanish. That's a lot of cooldowns used at the same time. I guess the blind would be nice to try to kite me health low, and it does take him out like a sub rogue would with just a cheap shot, shadow strike, wombo combo. Dance was used for that one. Does catch a restart versus Treddy, which is playing as a feral druid or third. Actually, I might call him Treddy, just because that's his name, Treddy, which means third. But I don't know. I might swap. So don't get too confused. Oh, it looks like Sunshine is swapping from instant poison to wound poison. Unless maybe wound poison is about to fall off. Maybe just didn't even have any poison for the monk. Does get a cold blood. Treddy knows he has a rogue nearby. He knows the shadow strike is going to do a lot of damage. Most likely playing dagger and a dark talon. So he knows the rogue is nearby. He knows it's going to do a lot of damage. That shadow strike is going to hit very, very hard. And Sunshine is just waiting for cooldowns. I don't know what he's waiting for. Maybe for a little bit of time without vanish. Every second that passes, he'll get his vantage back a little faster. Maybe he's waiting for the eyes, waiting for the druid to pick up the eyes ASAP. So then he has, what, 5% more damage to him? Which might be worth. They're just sitting in bear form, awaiting the assault. He'd better be in bear form just for the extra health so he can survive it, but also the extra health with bars get together is just going to make it that much harder for the rogue to really crack through him. And if you go for frenzy regen immediately, it's going to make it rough too. Sunshine just waiting out every single second of this, just following Treddy the whole time. It waited out for basically blind and managed to be back up. The feral pick it up. The eye's going to be shadow strike opener by Sunshine. Cheap shot on the Treddy, trying to go for most damage. Barska comes out for Treddy pretty late into another cheap shot, and the rogue going for a smoke bomb. Does Treddy find him in there? If he just AoEs him out, looks like the feral is lagging quite a bit. And Sunshine almost catches a reset even though Treddy is lagging really badly. Bash on the Sunshine, trying to get the bleeds up and running. It's going to be Brutal Slash with a big old bite. Sunshine does go for a Kyrian pot, killing all of the bleeds. Going to be a trinket by third. Does Sunshine have anything? Vanish comes out. Use the blind to get a trinket out of Treddy. And Sunshine does also use the vial there. What looked like maybe a second time? Was it? Or did he use two vials? It's hard to tell. I need to get a Kyrian to see how the whole vial thing works. I mean, I do have a Kyrian, and I might need to play it like in PvP to see how it works. I do have a Shaman. I don't know how Shamans will be in PvP. Another stab on a Treddy. It looks like he actually swapping forms. Is he just swapping weapons, or is it just every time he swaps in a barrel form, he gets a new form? It looks good. I like this one in particular. As a hidden skin, back in Legion. Emerald Nightmare waited out for the eye, and Sunshine is going back in there. Treddy does not have a trinket. He does have a bark skin. Walls available. Full cooldowns are available too. Almost swiped the rogue out. Almost. And Sunshine just waiting. He has Shadow Blades and everything. Mark for death. It's just going to open up with a Shadow Strike into Treddy, into an Avistor. Just try to go for as much damage as possible. No stuns used at all. Bark skin does get used out of Treddy. Sunshine goes in for a bit of a feint. Treddy is lagging quite a bit though, but it's still trying to make a play. Getting the shot of Sunshine, looking to get himself a bit of a reset. And with that get a shot, he might actually be able to get himself a full reset. Did use a lot of cooldowns except for Shadow Blades. And looks like Treddy is in stealth, but he's lagging really badly. I wonder if that'll make it easier for Sunshine to find him, or harder. It'd probably make it a lot harder because the guy's blinking all over the place. Trying to look to pick up the eye. Actually turns away from it. Just gotta look it out in case the rogue is here. Sunshine realizing that the eye is here. Knows the feral must be nearby. Treddy decides to run the other direction. Wait. It's really hard to track where he's going because he just has moments where he's just lagging. And there's not much we can really do about it. Sunshine sitting on top of him. Bear form back up. Trinket almost available for trade. It does get hit with a cheap shot. Does he go for a bar skin? Big damage is coming out for Sunshine, but the bear form keeping him alive. Does have a wall for this one. Friends and Regen comes out as he drops low on health, which is so good for him. Thorns available. Sunshine has nowhere to go. Does have advantage back up, as well as a blind. Trady could Trinket out of the blind if there's one. Blind comes out, does Trinket out of it. Sunshine doesn't go for a reset. Looks like he's trying to go for a reset without any kind of advantage. Does go for a stab on a Trinity as he's still sliding around. Oh my goodness. Super laggy, but my man's, I think it's over unless he has Barxian back up. I think it's over. That's going to be full Shadow Blades available. Trinity has nothing left. Big Eviscerates, nothing you can do. The lag definitely did not help the situation. Kragar up next as a Fury Warrior versus a Sub-Rogue. The Sub-Rogue did just use everything. So for Kragar, it would be useful to pick up the eye and maybe look for the rogue. Sunshine is aware that Kragar could go for the eye. Knows he can't really sap him. And Kragar is in a perfect position. If he finds the rogue right now, he might actually be able to do something. Does go for a Blaze Storm immediately. Sunshine get a clip by it. Does hit for a slow for that AoE slow for Sunshine. Big damage coming out for Kragar. Trinkets out of that stun. Doesn't want to let Sunshine go anywhere. Looks like the Executes is going to come out and does take out the rogue. Not much you can really do at the end there with Mary going to be up next. Does have a Reflective Veil for the Paladin. Mary trying not to use a Hodge just now. Is going to use Wings while Blind is available. Just throwing every holy ability to Kragar while he's blinded. Kragar does go for a health increase in Rage Regeneration. Does come out. Mary is going to go for a massive Ward of Glory with full Seraphim and Wings. At 24% dampened. Was that basically lay on hands? Are we still in the lay on hands department, boys? Mary tried to see if he can catch up to Kragar. Shield of Vengeance is up. And Kragar just tried to see if he could just leap away from him. If he can do it just fine, he might be okay. Does go for a heal with the Kyrian Pot. It is going to give him healing over time by the looks of it. Does go for a health increase with Commanding Shout. Try to see if he might be able to maybe get a commanding lead. Reflect not being baited by Mary. He is going to save his Hodge for later. And Mary, we're going to see how good those Word of Glories are now. They still do quite a bit of healing. Yeah, I think Boom might have been right. I think it's just drop in the ocean. But I think maybe his recovery is not nearly as big. It's definitely huge when he has Seraphim and Wings. But I think it's not nearly as massive as it was. Like, he's still 29% dampening. He's still getting a lot of healing back. But imagine if Kragar had some kind of a Mortal Strike effect. Missing the Spear of Bastion. Does go for a shatter through Mary. Hodge coming out by Mary right now. Doesn't even have damage to follow up. Bubble got shattered. It could be really bad for Mary if Kragar has any cooldowns. And he does have some rage and damage. Gonna be Seraphim available for Mary. But Kragar taking him out. The Ward of Glory couldn't save him at the end. If only Kragar had a Mortal Strike effect, I think that would have been a whole nother game. Sack trying to set up a Ring of Frost onto Kragar with a GE Pie. Does Kragar get out of this early enough? He could get a Reflect. Oh! Reflect does come out, but couldn't reflect the G-Pie. It was only mid-air. Nothing you could really do about it. Wolf is up next as a Beastmaster Hunter, setting the pets in a sec, but still got combustion rolling and using that combustion damage to melt the Hunter directly. The pets are beefed up and ready to go onto sec. They're both attacking him. Does get Nova on those pets, but looks like the pets were doing quite a bit of work. The crows are also doing quite a bit of damage too. Does get next to sec, interrupt him on nature, but a Breath of the Poly is going to come out. Wolf at least has the pets that will continue the chase on sec. We'll see if those pets can do enough damage here. There's two of them, and if they do enough auto attacks, it might be alright. Shields are up for sec. It's gonna have the shields kind of busted through pretty quickly. Wolf needs to empower those pets ASAP, get their auto attack burning, get those kill commands rolling, but needs the line of sight of the mage to make that happen. It looks like Sek is taking a bit of damage. Nova onto the pets is giving him perfect opportunity to catch up a little bit on survivability. The pets get frozen, so does Wolf. Meteor is attacking him solo. Let's go for a kill shot. That's going to be Turtle, and the pets should be able to do the trick. It's going to be Cauterized. Might have an Ice Buck to follow up after. He's continuing to let the pets do their tricks. And Sek finds himself super low. Resonating shot. The pets going for the kill, but looks like it's not enough. And Sek is going to recover a little bit of health. Wolf going for the first aid. If only he had the mending bandages, which I think should be an ability given for the hunters of all specs, not just survival. Because all the hunters need survivability, not just survival hunter. Imagine how good that would make all the other hunters in duels. Mending bandages, it'd be so good. Wolf getting hit with a breath. Sek going in for a bit of a palm for the shine to. Interrupt on the poly. Kill commands are still coming out stunned, and he knows there's altar time available. Trying to see if he can clear altar time, could not do it. And Sek does port next to Wolf, trying to go for a poly. Looks like it's going to be feigned death by the Hunter. Knocked back by Sek into a seed pod, and Wolf might have enough damage to bust through the pod. Do as much damage as he can. The Cobra shots come out. Does have to sustain. And Valence is going to be up next and last on Team 2. Looking at a Kyrian Rogue right here, boys, as Wolf does dip into camo. Waiting for that trinket for about 50 seconds. Turtle not available for 2 minutes. Has the majority of his cooldowns available. Valence is not a sub-rogue. That is something to remember. He is not a sub-rogue. He's an assassination rogue. We're just going to play completely differently. Looks like Wolf might end up picking up the eyes. Does Valence realize there's a flare? Looks like he's looking at that set of eyes, not looking at the one on the right. He's really focused on this left one. Wait, does he realize what's going on? I think he's just waiting for the hunter. He's thinking maybe, okay, I'm a flare one, and I'm hanging out by the other eye. But Wolf, no, he's just setting up every defensive available in case he goes for the eyes. And he might just wait until the trinket is up. Might as well wait out full camo. Because having a trinket against the rogue for a deadly kidney shot with a full wombo combo burst is going to be important. I don't know what these undead T-Rex raptor dudes do as for pets. I don't know if they have pet. They probably have pet sack. But I don't know if they are a defensive pet, if they're a cunning pet, if they are, tenacity, cunning, ferocity. I don't know what they got going on. They most likely have a mortal strike effect, though. If they're anything like Thok. And inside the pets over there, both of them are charging at Valence. If he can go sap one of the pets, he might be okay. Looks like the eyes do wear out, and Wolf is going to continue sitting by that trap. Valence knows he needs to get around him somehow. Does he realize there's a trap? Shadow step to freeze the trap. Trick is out of it. Kidney shot coming out. Is going to be tricking for Wolf immediately. Garou does go through. Valence going in for a vendetta. Immediately stunned by Wolf. The Valence might have to start rotating defenses here as he's surrounded by the pets. Looking like he's going to go for line of sight. Never mind. Smoke bomb dropping in. Trying to create some line of sight. Building combo points from his pets. Going to be resonating shadow available for Wolf. Vanish with the cloak of shadows, but that's going to be still crows on Valence. I don't think the crows are going to break his vanish. It looks like Valence does get out of there scot-free, but didn't do enough damage. Committed a lot of offensives, but did not do enough damage to Wolf. Before the traps are set, Valence goes in for a sap. Could be a big kidney shot here. Could be a big kidney shot play. Does he go for it? Saps one of the pets. Cheap shot Wolf. Does he have 100% crit leg in the opener here? Kidney shot does come out onto Wolf. Should have the dots rolling. Evasion available pretty early on. A Wolf can only do so much. The pets, if they can swing around behind Valence, they might be okay. Wolf goes in for a massive heal right now. Whatever heal he can get. Freezing trap set up behind him. Valence trying to see if he can get a bit of a reset. Looks like both of the pets are charging at Valence. They should do enough damage here. Any kind of damage that Valence takes right now is going to be unrecoverable. Does have a blind available. It looks like Wolf is charging in. Does get a stun for Valence. Kill shot potentially. Maybe he could get it. That's going to be crows available. Dots are rolling and the pets are doing work. And Wolf does end up taking out the rogue in the end. I think it's the first time we've seen a Beastmaster hunter in a long, long while. That opener was pretty weak. You have to go in for some big opener damage, boys. You have to go in with a big... Well, okay, you can actually delay. I guess it's assassination. You could go for a more bleed-heavy, bleed-centric opener. But it's tough, man. He uses Vendetta, but if you commit a Vendetta, you need to make him a lot of damage happen. This way you need to make... That's where a majority of the damage happens. The only way you can actually go for like a Vendetta opener and not really touch the enemy is if you have the crit leg, alright? Go for Vendetta, get your bleeds up and running, everything set up, vanish, and let the bleeds stick crits. That's, I think, the only way you're going to be able to do anything. But I don't know what legendary he had, but that was a nice play by BM Hunter. First BM of the Shadowlands, I think. And he played that really well. I feel like Wolf should be an example for all of you guys. You can play what spec you like. As long as you put your time into it. Patience. Attention. You can make any spec work, boys. Follow your dreams. Or you can play meta. Or you can play meta if you want to. This is so much easier. Less effort. Old cheese. You know, why do the heavy lifting when you can just play something easy? Just play meta. Like everybody else. And be a sheeple. I don't know where I'm going with this. How do I join? Lunar, we got ourselves a up in the chat. There was a I don't know where I show up on. I think it would be this way. I don't know where I show up on the stream, but I think it would be this way. In the chat, there's a pin shows exactly how to join the duels, my man. LFG. It's all LFG. Let's get Ren and Ketam in here. We got ourselves Belly, Rage Goes Arms. We can't have them versus Obliv though, so we'll have to mix up Kragar and Pelor against them as well. Because we're gonna have to mix a lot of you guys up. We're gonna have to rotate a lot of you boys in here, alrighty? And I think I know exactly how to do it. Pin and message, literally can message. Yeah, if you guys have more questions, you can always check out the Discord. They have all the info you need in order to join these duels, man. But it's all LFG based. You literally just sign up in LFG. It's that easy. Everybody gets to play. Everybody gets to join if you want in. Arhi, Where the hell is what is that? Arky is just jumping around teams, man. He just wants to play as much as possible. I left one team to jump to another. I think he left Obliv's team. Class tuning underway. Just got up a few minutes ago. Wait, what? Really? Is there actually class tuning? No way. Oh! Yes, there is. Torghast Slayer unlocks the count wide. Yes! Torghast Slayer 8 unlock our count wide. Yeah! Let's go, boys. Yeah! We did it. Wait, class. Frost Death Knight's buffed. Demon Hunter buffed. Hunter buffed. Survival buffed. Mage is buffed. Assassin Rogue buffed again. Enhanced Shaman's buffed. Oh, happy days. Yeah, we got buffs on the way, boys. Woo! Goddamn. Switch. We got ourselves a weak next versus Redguard, getting him with, oh, the freeze after he goes in for the setup, does go for a trinket into a feign death though. Redguard trying to see if he can make some plays here, but weak doing the big pyroblast damage. Sorry for this video. I'm so gung-ho because we just saw some class changes, some really good changes for Torghast, and I'm so happy about it. Sorry, I'll try to keep my content. With Combustion coming out for we here, but looks like the Turtle Shell is going to simmer him down for a moment, freezing, trapped by Redguard, as Redguard so far has had a fiery opener to his game, but looks like very heat health is quite low. I know I'm getting his name wrong. I'm trying to say it like a German, okay? I'm trying to give it like a German accent. It's going to come out wrong. I know it's going to happen. Nova to the pet. Looks like Nova doesn't happen. Weak does have himself a full set of shields though. First aid get interrupted, and I'm actually glad we're seeing a Fire Mage with the triple shield legendary in the open. Looks like he's taking quite a bit of damage. I'm wondering how much health recovery he's going to get. Nova, Breath getting missed. That's going to be Ring of Frost, not getting the value. Does freeze the pet though, and Redguard is going to take a bit of that damage. Oh my goodness, swapped the wrong person every time. I'm so sorry. Redguard having to fight Weak by himself right now. With the sun to follow, it's going to be maybe Meteor. Redguard does dig the Meteor. Iceblock does come out as Weak. Get himself a full reset with a frosty touch. He got himself some icy cold in there. And that's going to be many betters, but looks like the fire damage master doesn't burn him out. Wait a second. Oh, he barely. Oh, no. Weak does go for that blink into a fire blast, taking him out. Red dress. Or redress? It's like, is it red? No, red redress. What? Big bites into Weak, but let's get himself there all the time. Altering all the big bleed damage. Trying to get himself a G-Pie. Looks like it's going to happen. Red Dress apparently did trick something. Weak does get himself a big old shield set up. Does the shield heal him a bit? Big bites and shields are barely healing him. Wait a second. Oh, does he not run the conduit? He might not. Combustion coming out with the cauterize. Every bit of damage coming in. While available for Red Dress, but I think Weak is gone and done. Does have the pod. I don't know if Red Dress should have any issues. Does have Tigers necessary. Take down the pod. And it looks like it's going to be down for the count for that Fire Mage. With Menace, though, going to be up next on Team 1. It looks like he's giving the Feral Druid a bit of an honor to let him at least catch up on a little bit of health before he goes in deep. Doing a bit as honorable as anybody can. Look at the eyes, though. Red Dress is on the prowl, ready for that opener, ready to strike. Going for big damage, Kyrian Feral, which is something interesting. We don't see that often. But he does get a big opener onto Menethil. Look at his health. It's still continuing to dip. Might have to go for even more defenses. Mind Games comes out. And that should be pretty big damage onto Red Dress. Puts him in a bad spot. Big, huge execute by Menethil. Catching up on a lot of health, too. Just taking the Feral downtown. No trinket available. I don't think he had Barkskin or anything. And any kind of healing. I mean, he's just going to do damage back to himself with those Mind Games. Kind of crazy. Get him up next. Trying to go for the Marksman Hunter play. Resonant Arrow. Does Menethil go for Great Fate? He does. Get him. Saving the Rapid Fire. Does go for Rapid Fire after the damage goes through. Trying to make the aim shots happen. Does get some damage through the wall anyway. Menethil caught up on a bit of health, though. Caught up on quite a bit of health. And Ketem, did you just use Explosive Shot on somebody else for a second? Or was that a Roar by the Warrior? I think it was Roar by Rage. It looked like Explosive Shot one of them. Ketem continuing to strip away buffs from Menethil. The Mind Games is going to hit Ketem. Might have to go for a Feigned Death here to remove it. Looks like he's going to continue aim shotting and healing Menethil. He's literally healing him. You're literally healing the competition. Which is super unfortunate when that happens. But that's Mind Games, man. He plays with the mind. But I guess if you're going to heal the enemy, it's better than hurting yourself, right? Oh no, it hurt itself in its confusion. That's just the most tragic thing in Pokemon. That's going to be a bonding shot as Keto, I think, maybe setting up for another setup with a double tap. Resonant shot does get an interrupt onto Manetho. Rapid fire still coming through. That's going to be a great fade used by Manetho really early. Fear does strike it out of it with a fade, does scatter shot. If he can somehow get a setup onto Manetho behind the pillar, Resonant shot comes out. Does he have a setup here? There's going to be a stun by Manetho. They're turning the damage around onto Kedem. Turtle shot comes in as he's trying to go for a little bit of mind games. Trap onto Manetho. Does get himself a bit of a catch up. Kedem is going to have to go again. Actually get himself a reset with a Kama. I'm surprised you're actually able to pull your pet back. I was thinking Manetho would maybe get the tag on the pet. As soon as you see the hunter go for a turtle shell, I guess he would turn around and do the damage to the pet. Throwing down a trap. Looks like Manetho doesn't see it. Resonant shot, I think not available for Kedem. Double tap kind of went to waste too. It looks like Kedem is just going to have to wait out Manetho a little bit. He knows where he's at. Bonding shot is up. He's going to get bound. I think he's just trying to wait out the eyes at this point. Massive spell doesn't... Oh, he actually used it on himself. I was thinking he was going to use it towards Kedem to maybe get him caught in combat. But looks like it's a very, very unfortunate setup for Kedem. Does go for a shot onto Manetho. Does he go for Resonant shot here? He has everything available very, very soon. He needs to get the... He needs to get the Greater Fade out of Manetho. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Rapid Fire does come out. Manetho Greater Fading to walk up to get him. Perfect opportunity. Kedem might actually be in a good spot here. That's going to be bonding shot with a resonating. Double tap available. Actually, double aim shot goes in next instead. Explosive shot to follow. Going to be a disperses. Manetho decides, you know what? This is a lot of damage. I better not treat it lightly. Kedem continues to just get his rapid fires in. Silence on a Manetho, which might put him in a bad situation. Manetho does go for the Vampiric Embrace. That could be lots of damage to the pet too. Could turn around and just start slapping the pet. Goes in for Shadowlands instead. Kedem is a little bit behind on health, but he has the setup. So far, he's been able to do well. Manetho just had the disperse available for it, but Manetho is now out of everything. As long as you get a greater fade out of him and have a perfect go, you might be in a really good spot. And Manetho has been known so far to use greater fade to walk up to Kedem quickly to try to land a fear. There goes the stun. The shot comes out. Kedem bailing out of there. Lots of damage on him. That's going to be the greater fade for Manetho to catch up to Kedem. There he goes doing it again. If Kedem can just go for a bonding shot, does land it. Does he get a resonant shot? Double tap almost available. I think he might just have to go for a resonant shot right now. He might just have to do it. Double tap available now. He's got Manetho jumping in there. Manetho getting him with a freezing trap. As the fear comes in, tricking for Kedem. Does get a silence onto the mind games though. Rapid fire comes in. Does he have a setup? Slow onto Manetho. Does he go for the shot? Double tap available. Manetho going for the shot amends. Resonant shot does go through. Double tap comes in. Trying to go for an interrupt. Does he have the execute? Oh, does get the execute through the wall. Kind of just waited long enough. The patience of this man. And I think that should be an important lesson to Manetho. Manetho played really well. Though greater fade, using that to catch up to the hunter, not a bad idea sometimes, but should be safe for that big ability. If you played it safely, Kedem would just have to wait until you use that ability, and then you wouldn't have much of a play. Freezing trap, reflect back to Kedem as Rage going in for a setup, hooking him down, not able to go anywhere. Kedem is just out of options. And Rage taking him out, just roots him in place with a Spear of Bastion to get the big executes in, and Kedem just didn't really have much damage or much defenses really to kind of keep woeing here. Our hero up next does get a poly onto Rage with a G-Pie loaded up, boys. A big old G-Pile loading up with a ring of frost, but doesn't keep Rage frozen. He just does not stop. He doesn't freeze when he sees a Mage just combusting Pyroblast into him back to back. Avatar and Bladestorm comes out together. I think I know which legendary he's running. He's probably running the one where it allows it to get cooldowns back to back. Well, you press one ability, he gives you the other. So I guess it was Bladestorm that gave him the Avatar, really. But either way, Rage kind of finds himself low on health. He's going to go for a bit of a self-heal with Taxi on his team as a Warlock. Try to see if he can turn the damage and attention onto the images. Shouldn't power coming out for our hero as he's catching up on a bit of defenses here and offenses. Rage super low on health. Needs to get himself charges onto Arheorc. Reflect available. Nova. Oh no. Does get a charge or he could blink out of it. Does blink out of it. Rage, does he have a leap? He does have a leap. Needs to get his Bloodthirst in there immediately. Does break out of that Dragon's Breath pretty early on them. Ring of Frost tried to stop him in place. You can't even see what this thing is at. You can barely see it. Looks like Rage is going to Bladestorm through it. Does get himself more cooldowns rolling. Archie is going to get himself a lot of catch up on health. And Rage knows exactly where he is at. Not going to let him go anywhere. Does get those charges in to get a heal. And that's going to be lots of heal catch up. Polly tried to come out. Does get interrupted. Looks like the breath didn't last long. The relentless play for Rage is actually perfect. Ice Block does get to break through it with a Shattering Throw. Going to be Archie with a Bladestorm getting him down. Polly will try to come out. Reflect the Polly. Break breaking it immediately. Archie actually taken down with a low health. That's going to be cauterized. That's going to be a pod. And Enrage the Fury Warrior just using all that rage in his bank to blast through a Fire Mage. Maybe those nerfs and the shields were good enough, Blizzard. Maybe they were. Unstoppable is going to be up next. I want you to change the name Unstoppable. Unsoftable. I would like Unsoftable. You don't make this man soft ever. Nothing makes him soft. He always goes in hard into every duel. Rage does take down the totem. Oh, I literally lost words there for a second. Fear onto the shaman as well as the pet, as Rage trying to give himself a little bit of a reset. Bastion Spear runs in, and that's going to be a Unstoppable rooted, but he's not going to go anywhere. Just going to take the damage to the face. Big zaps available versus Rage. You see him low enough on Rage just without any more defenses. That little bit of defensive within Rage regen coming up so soon. Violent up next as a Shadow Priest on Team 2, trying to swap to him. There he is. As a Nightborn? Night Elf? I think it's a Night Elf. It's going to be a big lasso available for Unstoppable. Violent taking a bit of damage from the lasso. That was Void Eruption there used. That's going to be interrupt missed by Unstoppable. Allowing Violent to catch up on a little bit of health. Unstoppable just goes in for a bunch of lava bursts with a Primordial Bolt. Lots of damage back to back to the Shadow Priest. Just eating those hits back to back. Those lava bursts, those meatballs are just hurting. Those things are just hurting right now. Frost Shock slowing down Violent for a bit. Unstoppable trying to get himself just a bit more damage to Violent. Stun onto Unstoppable. That's going to be Mind Games trying to come out for Violent. Does recover himself with a silence onto Unstoppable. The Mind Games go out. Unstoppable knows he can't heal himself right now. And I think he actually is healing himself while in Ghost Wolf. I think he actually is healing himself a bit while in Ghost Wolf. Has an on-time most likely for it. Violent pushing in for a fear. Do they have any kind of CC chains right after? Trying to get some dodge, but Unstoppable got that weird fear pathing. Creating some line of sight. Unstoppable has himself some instant cast ready. Does Violent have an answer for it? Looks like it's going to be some healer charges for Unstoppable. I think he's waiting for the Lava Burst proc. He has the big lightning in his hands. There's a lot of procs available. Lots of damage available very, very soon. Walking up. Frost Shock still coming out. Trying to get a Lava Burst in me with a bunch of zaps. Zaps and Lava Bursts come out. Violent still holding on to. He's dispersed right now. Drake gets out of that lasso. Stun on Unstoppable. Let's get some Mind Blasts. But Unstoppable just is unmovable. Just unstoppable. I think he's still rolling that Urchill Legendary. That's going to give him more procs when he's low health. And also those procs for Earth Shield are a lot stronger. A lot stronger. So every time he has the Earth Shield up, there's a massive amount of heal. I wonder for Violent if it's worth to clean it out. Like to just dispel the Earth Shield every single time he can. It might be worth. Unstoppable trying to get himself a bit of a catch up. Gonna be Shadow Crash doesn't hit him. He's just waiting to Ghost Wolf getting any kind of free healing. Gonna be a Door of Shadows available for Violent. Trying to see if he can push in onto the Shaman. Primordial Bolt comes in. Potentially lots of lava bursts could come out of that one. Light lasso available for Unstoppable. Getting Violent kind of low. Continuing to Frost Shock him, but it looks like he's just not getting those procs for lava bursts at all. Primordial Bolts do come out, but he's just not getting lava burst procs at all. There goes the Meteor. Big zaps available. Violent kind of lagged all over the place for a moment. With a stun on Unstoppable, does have a trigger for it. Interrupt him on Shadow. Zaps available. Does he have the Lava Burst to finish it? Disperse comes out. And Unstoppable, does he have the finisher power here? We are at 48% dampening. Violent is not going to catch up on a lot of health here. The Shadowmans do go in to supplement the health bar after. Looks like Violent is lagging a little bit as they're just running while stunned. Super on forward stun around the corner. Violent does get hit by it. Unstoppable does get a free cast. Fear onto Unstoppable. Did it trigger for it? Looks like he did not. Had himself a tremor available. Silence on Unstoppable, but that's going to be Violent not in a good position. Not a lot of help. Primordial Bolt available. Just needs one more lava burst. Violent is again lagging all over the place. I wonder if that's what Unstoppable is seeing, or that's just something we're seeing here on stream, because we are in an A. Well, this is an EU duel. Lasso, and that's going to be down for the count as Unstoppable is going to have to go versus Tagsy. Tagsy, the Shadow Priest on Team 1. Playing the Shadow Priest, did I say? I mean, Affliction Warlock. Playing without a pet, but it looks of it. Looks like he has a pet sacrifice. He's seen some dots onto Unstoppable. Yue is coming out, and I think he just would win with a dampener game. He's going to go for the Dark Lid, trying to see if he can land a fear onto Unstoppable. Wall comes out for the Shaman. And Tagsy just eating the damage to the face here. Is going to land a fear onto Unstoppable, trying to go for a bit of damage. Drain life getting interrupted. It looks like the dodge should do work. If Taxi can go for an interrupt around the corner to Unstoppable, he'll be in a really good spot. Trying to maintain the UA and drain life from afar, Unstoppable does still have quite good healing. The Earth Shield Legendary is still continuing to give him lots of survivability here. Taxi, though, hasn't had to use a defensive yet. Trinket's out of that lasso. And I think this guy's just gonna have to whittle down the Shaman over time with the dots. Unless Unstoppable can somehow catch back up. His mana is running low, so he's gonna have to switch to using aggressive abilities, offensive powers, in order to make some damage happen. Otherwise, playing the healing game is just not going to go for him, especially at 58% dampener. Trying to get lava burst in. It's going to be a nice, good old proc. Taxi takes a bit of damage. He's going to go for a soul rod. Mortal Coil into Unstoppable, trying to keep the dots rolling there. Stormkeeper coming out from Unstoppable. And he's trying to get himself a big zap. Trying to turn around to Taxi, but it looks like the dots didn't even pop wall. He felt so confident in his damage. He didn't even pop wall. Affliction Warlock's been dominating in that high dampening meta. And that's just about everybody gets to play this game. Very well played. We had a Fury Warrior, boys. Fury Warrior. It was actually so much fun watching Fury Warrior. Also, the Hunter played really, really well too. I like that a lot. All right, boys. Who's going to be next? Who's going to be next? Yo, can we take a look at these buffs real quick? Can we take a look at these buffs real quick, though? Can we take a look at these buffs real quick, though? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. And we'll get a team up and running. I just want to look at this real quick. Here we go. Well, the Hotfix is now live, thank goodness. We implemented a highest layer sharing system. Players are pushed to plunder Torghast and multiple characters. Yes, please. Now that you complete a Torghast layer on any character on your account, all your other characters will have access to it as long as they met the usual requirement for Torghast. Players who have been running Torghast regularly should find the highest layers available on their ults. The unlock sharing can't look back very far though. If you haven't run Torghast in a while, you need to complete a run on your main and you'll see them in the highest layers available in your ults. Please note Twists and Corridors remain separately shared to ults, and completing Twists and Corridors will not grant access to normal layers for characters on that account. So if you're doing a bunch of alt stuff on your on your tunes, what that means is my Survival Hunter, I just got him up and running to max level, and I had to do Torghast, and I had to do layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get my caps. Next, I'm a level on alt, which is probably going to be a warrior. You guys all chose warrior in the last vote on the stream. I'll be able to jump into layer 8 with like a friend of mine or something, and just do layer 8 immediately. That'd be nice. That'd be very, very nice. Yes. Also, we got class changes. 9 specs buffed. We're testing a round of adjustment in non-performing classes that intend to make the weekly reset 3rd of February this region. Frost Death Knight buffed by 5%. I'll take it. Demon Hunter buffed as well by 3%. I don't think that was going to be enough. BM Hunter buffed by 5%. Survival buffed by 5%. That's going to be kind of nice. Frost Mage buffed by another 3%. Yes, that's what a 9% buff plus 3. That's a 12% buff overall. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. At 5, so already we were buffed by 13%, and now it looks like an 18% buff for rogues. Basically a 20% buff. We got 20% stronger. Assassination is going to be fine. I like that. Enhancement 3%. I'll take it, dude. And then 3% for both warriors. It's a work in progress. Yes, I like that. Only 5% to survival. Well, that's still better than nothing. I mean, some classes got buffed by 3%, but also some of these buffs we take a look at other buffs in the past where they got buffed. I feel like Beast Mastery and Survival were underperforming compared to Marksman, so even a 5% buff is better than nothing. I feel like now you'll be able to bring Survival into a heroic raid, right? That's all they're looking for. Is you can bring Survival Hunter into a boss fight and they're not healing the boss. You know what I mean? You gotta think about a bigger picture, boys. Okay. Wasting time here. We got Duels to do. Epoxy got a group. Oh, whoa. Ready to go last time in a long time? For the first time in a long time, do we go for Epoxy? Yo, let's do this. Belly, Epoxy, Obliv, Devil Merci, We got us a Scatum, Pelor. You got a whip, something like that. I don't know. We're gonna figure out that. I think we're gonna work with this. Let's do that because I want to get as many of you guys playing, but also I want to let new people play. Proxy me. That's it. Okay, we're good. Thank God, Warriors. I like the buff, dude. Because Fury actually is really good now. That last buff of 30%, this together means a 16% buff for Fury Warriors. With the other buffs, this is overall brings them up to a 16% overall buff. That's good. They're just a little bit ahead of ARMS, and this is going to make them both a little bit better. Again, I don't think they're trying... Yeah, guys, one thing to remember with these buffs, I don't think Blizzard is trying to take those classes that aren't performing and literally put them at the top, okay? I don't think that's going to happen, all right? I think they're just trying to make them a little bit better. That's all it's trying to do. So all of you guys complaining, oh my god, 2%, that's going to do nothing. But it's not going to make them top. Because a lot of you guys are like, you either put me at the top or it means nothing. They won't even appreciate it. 3. Belly, what's going on with the team, dude? Okay, they're loading him. Okay, well, works out. Let's think we'd have to get the hell out and do it again. Yeah, you guys gotta remember, like, they're not trying to put you at the top. For a lot of people, like, you either put me at the top of the charts or it means nothing. It's like, dude, you're gonna do a little more damn. That's important, isn't it? No? Okay. Some people, it's like, you want to have the Ricky Bobby mentality. You're either first or last. So you got one class that's first, everybody's last. Whatever. Switch. We got ourselves Team Warport. Gonna be going up as an Unholy DK versus Poxy. And we got ourselves a Shadow Priest, half Warlock off. Dots versus Dots. With Sora coming out as Warport lands an interrupt onto Poxy, trying to get the Dots up and running, but looks like the big damage haven't really come out. The Dots are settling in. Poxy's able to heal them through them. Warport cannot heal Dots. I'm swapping to every person beside Warport, by the way. Ooh. We literally went through a full team and back. Poxy just waiting out those Dots. Gonna be a Shadow Crusher around the corner as Warport does go for a full summon of the pet. Poxy not taking that much damage from the Dark Glare though. Mortal Coil does come out and Warport able to maybe get some kind of CC. Gonna be Fear. Trinket been burned, but Poxy also burned the Trinket from Mortal Coil. It looks like the blasting damage for both of the casters comes out. Poxy though with a PI, so I don't really know if you can beat a Shadow Priest with a PI. Warport not looking that good. The PI wins every time, boys. PI me every time. Jesse gonna be up next as a Feral Druid for Team 1. On Team 1, we also have ourselves here A-Bomb. We also got ourselves Belly as well as Taith hanging way in the back. On Team 2, we have ourselves Bloody. We also got ourselves Try to Kill Me with Yasi as a Warlock. Demonology, yes we are. And Dozy as an Assassination. Whoa, you looking... I like the little collar you got going on. It's like one of those cones the dogs wear. And that definitely looks a lot less heroic. Disperse coming out as Jesse going in for a big old Convoke. Probably a good idea to disperse it just in case. Disperse is a much shorter cooldown than Convoke. But the big old bites for Jesse to follow are still brutal. Maybe you should have dispersed that later. Whoa, Poxy's not in a good spot actually. Not looking all that good. Trying to go for some Shadow Men's. Does get himself some recovery. Jesse might land the Cyclone. Poxy caught up quite a significant amount of health though. But that Cyclone is going to prevent him. Jesse gonna get himself an opener into a stun back to Poxy. More bites following through. Even more bites. Leave Poxy alone. Poxy have had enough. Goes for a defensive stun with a Mind Game. So Jesse actually great faded to make sure he silence on his Cyclone. Looks like Jesse might have to go maybe for defenses. That Mind Games might be a little bit careful about it. Try to go for regrowth as Mind Games fall off. Looks like he might actually catch himself up. A little bit of reset. Poxy does have himself the damage from the Void form, but it looks like he doesn't have any dots in Jesse. Yep, looks like Jesse is clean. Poxy did catch up on a little bit of health. He's gonna go for Door of Shadows, picking up the eye in case he might be able to find Jesse. Jesse sitting in that cat form will not be able to get himself proper re-stealth out on thing. If only Poxy just jumped and had a global ready with the Shadowboard Pain, I think that would have just denied Jesse an opener. Good Shadow Crush attempt, but looks like Poxy is gonna have to play the long game versus Jesse. As Jesse is not going to give him the opportunity. Going in for another set of eyes. Is Jesse behind him to leap in? He did try to go for a leap. Looks like the leap didn't go, or at least the stun didn't go through. Stun into Jesse. Basket available. Poxy without another PI. Does he have any damage to follow up after? Mind Games tried to happen. Going to be a roar. Jesse tried to go for a cycling. Get hit with a silence. Does he go for a skull bash? Good. No, maim instead. It looks like Jesse just still continuing to try to land that cyclone onto Poxy. It looks like the dots have settled on Jesse. Oh, he actually took a lot of damage from Poxy. Lots of damage. And Poxy looks like he went for a late trinket. Is that what happened? Trying to go for Mind Blast, the cycle still comes in as Jesse trying to get himself a reset. As long as Boxy puts it down on Jesse, he'll be in a good spot. Shadow Crash on one side, Shadow Priest trying to walk to the other. But looks like Jesse is going to get himself a reset one way or another. Bash into a Convoke, does have Disperse if he needs to. It looks like Poxy is going to save it until later. Does go for a Greater Fade as long as Skull Bash doesn't interrupt him. Does Juke a Skull Bash Poxy. Going for some... big bite out of Jesse. That Disperse probably should have been used way early. He got way too comfortable. Thought, you know what? I have enough health. I have enough damage. I think he might have even had Vampiric Mace rolling there too. It looks like a bite just ended him. Not even in Convoke. Jesse got some mean bites. If Jesse went Kyrian Feral with those kind of bites, you would have the ability of Kyrian, which you can use a lot more often. People would see a Feral and they would always just try to trinket the Convoke. But then they see a Convoke, they never trinket. So I feel like maybe him going Kyrian might be really good because his bites are insane. He must have the bite leg or something, right? Their Convoke? That's not what even killed you. It was a bite that killed you. It wasn't even Convoke. Jesse got the mean bites. No, going up against Assassination Rogue, he's not super worried. He is actually not even sitting in stealth for it. Dozer does go in for a full dots into a kiddish shot on Jesse. Is playing that Kyrian setup. Vendetta rolling up. Got himself full dots on Jesse right now. Is he going to go for the Vanish strat? I don't think he's gonna. Venom coming out. Thorns available. And Dozer just walking away from the Thorns for a second. The dots are burning on Jesse with a Vendetta. Dosa going in for a blind while Vendetta's up. Chicken for good force out of Jesse. Maim onto Dosa. Does he go for a cycle to follow? Dosa took a bit of damage there. Clock Shot is available. Shadow step into Jesse. Jesse popping back into Cataform. Dosa does not use evasion just yet. Does he want to? He might want to. Looks like he hits him with a Shiv. For a bit of damage, get a shot on Jesse. Does he have enough damage to follow up? Feral does have the Bark skin as well as the Frenzy Regen going up as he drops low in health. Went to a Maim on a Dozu. Who is Dozu? He hit himself in a Vanish. Is Dozu not playing the 100% crit Lego? I think he might be. That's pretty big damage out of him. Goes back in there for the Feral. Try to go for the Kyrian setup. Quick roll coming out for Jesse, but he's still under pressure. Thorns is up. Does get himself Frenzy Region Wall. And Dozy continued to hit into Thorns. Probably not a good idea. I think Thorns just kill him there. Oh, almost got him with the Phantom Knights at the end. Jesse does somehow survive that. Well, there it is. It looks like Try to Kill Me is going to be up next as a monk man with a big old keg on his shoulder, playing a two-hand play style. Is two-hand better for monks nowadays for PvP? I know you don't get the double enchants, but I think it is probably better, right? Kind of crazy, man. Giga Brain Rogue, I don't know what kind of Lego he ran. I was hoping maybe for like a Vendetta, Vanish, let the dots tick out on the guy. I've seen in a video, a guy said, that's really good. I wanted to see if anybody would actually do it. I wanted to see how good it is, really. Gotta be a little bit of that mobility for Try to Kill Me. Locking down Jesse and Alexi. Looks like it's gonna be done and done for the Feral. Try to Kill Me has that one-shot wombo combo on lockdown. He definitely has a full setup with Zoen and images ready. As long as the enemy doesn't have a trinket, Alexi, and he got himself the one-shot spree every single time. State's gonna be up next as a Demon Hunter. Charging pass, Try to Kill Me does hit him with a stun and kind of sitting on the lip of the edge of the arena. Is gonna go for the hunt. Should be lots of damage for the monk. Trying to see if he might be able to survive it with a port back, trying to spam surveil fights. Big Metamorphosis jumps in with another eye beam for stealth and Try to Kill Me might just use Karma here. Try not to use it just yet. Is gonna try to roll away from Staith, but Staith just isn't gonna let him go anywhere. The Fel rushes. There's just so much mobility. We don't see a lot of Demon Hunters, but this is mobility you don't expect anymore. And that's actually gonna be Staith using the Soul Shape just to see if he could port around Try to Kill Me. Or Try to Kite Me. Oh, is his name Try to Kite Me? Is it? I thought it was Try to Kill Me before. Lexi up onto Staith. Does he have the big setup? Rolling Dragon Punch with that Fist of Fury. Might just have it. Whoa! Nice setup by the monk. Gets the enemy low into Lexi up and just wombo combos them. Gonna be Belly up next. Belly, not looking smelly, not feeling smelly. Playing that Arms Warrior does go for a fear on all those images. Goes in for a lot of defenses on offenses for... How'd you port just now? How did Belly just port through the wall? Can somebody explain that? It looked like he just phased through the wall. Huh? Weird. Belly get hit with a Panda Racial. Actually, I think could Zerka Rage out of it. As Try to Kite Me is just avoiding him completely. Big leap by the Warrior. Trying to see if he can catch up, but looks like a lot of his offenses and defenses have been used. Playing that Venthyr Warrior into a Reflect Stun onto Try to Kite Me. Does go for a little bit of a heal increase with a Commanding Shout. But I don't know if that's going to be enough. Try to kite me, just got the images and then doing those blackout kicks and they're doing quite a bit of damage. Blackout kick to end him in the end. Taking him out. Looks like A-Bomb is the last one left on team 1. Versus the Monk try to kite me. And looks like the guy is just going to go in. I think A-Bomb is trying to give you an honor duel. Yeah, I think A-Bomb is trying to give you a bit of an honor duel. And A-Bomb playing the Frosty key this time. I like it. Looks to try to kite me. Doesn't really want an honor. He's like, yo, let's go in there, man. Well, is A-Bomb gonna give up? I guess he is. Zuwen got you. In the end, I think Zuwen does have you. But is A-Bomb gonna actually try? Is he just trying to... Is he trolling, try to kite me? Stun coming out? Is A-Bomb just have some big burst kind of out of nowhere? I really don't know what happened. Try to kite me does land that kill there. I'm not really sure what A-Bomb was trying to do. That was a pretty good duel up until the end. Maybe he was like, you know what? It's a Monk. I don't know if I can beat him. Yeah, I don't really know what the DK did. I don't really know. This guy got has buff food. Is that allowed in the 1v1? The Panda? I think Pandas actually are allowed to have food in Arena, yeah. I think Pandas, this guy has Versa food. I think it's normal for Pandas in PvP. Yeah, I think that's normal. I think that's the only class, a race that's allowed food in Arena. Yeah. He didn't fight him because he had a Versa buff at DK. Yeah. I think food is normal. Is that why you didn't fight him? Oh no! Okay, let me explain it. So Pandas have a Epicurean racial that gives them food buffs. It is useless in PvP because for the longest time you can't use food in Arena. But Pandas actually have a vendor that sells them panda food. And you can use that panda food before the arena starts. They added at some point to make Pandas a little bit better for PvP. So Pandas with that Versa buff, with that food, and they get double the value from it, get actually a Versa buff in Arena. As long as they're alive. Once they die, they lose the food buff. But actually, it's kind of cool. And with the Panda racial for that incap, it gives them that CC and a buff. So it actually makes Pandas pretty good for PvP. Yeah, so next time you guys see a Panda with a food buff, that is normal. They're just part of the racial, actually. I know not a lot of people play Pandas. It's kind of weird. Probably the first time you've seen it, but yes, it's real. It's actually a real thing. But yeah, so that's just remember that next time. Yeah, I was thinking you were good to go, man. I think I thought you were good to go. You were like, all right, let's do it. There's a fight. And I was like, what? Oh. And then you stopped for a second. I didn't know if you were just like gave up because it's a monk or what. But yes, Pandas actually can have food buff. It is normal. It's not a bug. It's actually part of the game. The Brave Fury Warrior did wonders. I'm sure the 3 will help Warrior Boys out. Yeah, I know, right, dude? 3% more. I mean, it's 18%, 16% together. Like, they got a 30% buff prior. Linus is ready. Oh, we gotta get Oblivion here. We gotta get Rentakar. Where's Kragar? Linus, we gotta get you in some point in the middle. You know, these you know what I mean? Ren might have to push Ren back versus Pelor or something. Get him. I don't know if he's ready or not. Why don't do it like that? Let's get Oblivion here and Devil because Oblivion's been waiting for a bit. And Devil is new, so we gotta get new people in here, man. Obliv and Devil Mercy. And that's Devil Mercy. Oregon request failed. Are you guys part of the same group? Devil and Obliv, are you part of the same group or is one of you offline? Panda food? Where do you get it from? Yo, does anybody here know where you get the panda food from? Can you let chat know where you can go to get the food? Can you guys let him know? Longest stream today? I wasn't planning on it. Not part of any group. Wait, do you not have a group anymore, Devil? It said ready to go. I'm not part of any group right now. Wait, your group just banned? Because we'll get Linus in here, and then we'll back go Cracker Ren, and then Preller and somebody. What Ashen PvP vendor? Really? Is that the only place you can go? I wonder if every PvP vendor actually has panda food, but just for pandas. I wonder if every PvP vendor has panda food. Never had a group. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Join one, man. Because it said ready to go. Yeah, you gotta join the group, my guy. Okay, we'll get Linus in here. Linus. Leningrad. Lenapalooza. Yeah, Wargamer failed again. What? Linus, do you have a group? Oh my god, are we doing it again? Linus, Oblivion online, real ID, my dudes. Is that Wargamer request failed? Yo, we're just about to do Krager. We're just going to throw Krager out of Obliv, I guess. I don't really know what to do, dude. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do. Obliv's online. I don't know if Linus is. Linus, I'll give you 30 seconds. Otherwise, we'll have to skip you and go to Kragar, and we'll get back to you whenever. Am I supposed to whisper to someone or what? Do you have a group? I feel like a lot of you guys are like, yo, I'm ready. And you guys are not ready. You think you're ready, but you're not ready. I don't think you know what ready is. I don't think you even begin to know what ready is. Linus, do you have a group or no? No group. You're not ready. So, this is what we usually do for the duels. I'll mention this once. So perk up your ears, boys. Whisper me in reality if you're ready. If you have a 5-man group and you are the lead. If you're a part of 5 men, you're not the lead, don't whisper me. Have the leader whisper me. Leader doesn't have me added. Have a map pass you lead, you whisper me. Otherwise, LFG boys. Find groups in LFG. I guess with Krager, Obliv, you guys are up. Gotta get you guys in here. Yeah, I think you guys are as confused as I am. But I'm glad. We got people that haven't done this in a while or never done this before, so I'm okay with that. Yeah. But guys, check the chat. We got a whole pin. Check the Discord. There's so many different resources you have at your fingertips, literally at your hands right now. So many resources to find out how to join the 5V5 1v1 Duels. So many. Use them or lose them. So many resources, boys. But if you ever are confused, feel free to just ask in chat how to join. I mention it from time to time. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 together with Gag. Just Gag. Just Gag. My Gag? I don't know. We got ourselves Obliv. There's a Fire Mage. We got ourselves South Lice with Frosty Boy. I don't know if he's... I like your Mog though. The body paint and everything. The cloak too. It's kind of cool. I think he's facing the wrong wall though. I don't know if he knows that he's doing it on purpose or not. We got us Dirks here as well as Assassination versus Team 2 with. We got us some Masterfoot. We got ourselves Kragar. We got ourselves your boy Kata again facing another direction. We got ourselves Kata, another one, as well as Talrion as a Night Fate Warrior. First up, it looks like it's going to be Kata, one of the 2 Katas in here. We got Catalyst and Catalysator. This is going to be the Boomy Kata. With Sath going up first yet again. Is he going to go for a big old 1v4 or 1v3 like he did last time? Thorns are up for Kata immediately as Sath bails out of there as soon as he can. This Kata just got a couple free casts. Just continue trying to get some free casts on the Monk whenever he can. And Sath looking to get back towards Kata. And he just got a max range with them dots, forcing the Monk to use that mobility to catch up. Nice knockback. But it's going to be a roll with a stun. Getting traded for both of them. Chicken for Trick and Roar available for Catalysator. He's looking to bail the hell out of there. Does get kind of catatonic with an incap. Barskin should keep him alive and healthy though. At least for now. Zuen rolling out with a disarm onto Callus. I don't really know if the disarm is going to do much. It's only going to stop a Fist of Fury, which just finished channeling. And actually make huge damage with the Zuen. And Alexia Kata is going to charge the damage around his own. Thorns are up, and that's going to be karma for those thorns. He's trying to blast through the damage of Salith as the Kyrian Boomy. More Star Sword is necessary, but Lexus Salith does get himself one more defensive at the end with a dampen harm. Reducing the damage it takes slightly just to survive 1 or 2 more Star Swords to get the damage enough into the Boomy. And I'm pretty sure that might have been a touch of death too. Looks like it's going to be Krager catching up to Kata right after, not letting him go anywhere, especially with that Rude. Kata or Salad get a hit with a Fear, and Krager should have the execute ready. He got the big and rages going in. It's going to be the Monk taken down for the count for Team 2, answering for the transgressions that Kata had to deal with. Krager going in for Bladestorm. I think maybe expecting a stealthy. It isn't the Rogue. Looks like it's going to be Gag. Gag setting up a port behind the pillar. Probably gonna go for a bit of a Zuen play in the opener, actually. Krager immediately popping off a defensive by sacrificing some of the rage into an ignore pain. The more he could do that, the better. Lexi put to Krager. No, actually, yes, he does wait for him to answer it. Looks like he's gonna leap out of this. He sees all the images available for Gag. Goes in for yet another leap. Is he just gonna avoid him with leaps? Could Zerka Rage out of it? Looks like Zerka Rage does come in with an Enrage Regeneration. And Gag unable to land the parries onto Krager to stop the heals. Krager should still be able to hit one of the images for a heal if needed. It looks like Krager is going to turn their attention onto aggressive side of the game. Defensive down though, so might have been a bad spot. Going to be a massive master weapons. Order weapons available for Gag. Kraken gonna slow down the Fist of Fury. Does go for a little bit of an extra heal increase. Has still commanding shout in case things go bad. And Greg so far hasn't had to use a single defensive. There goes the Kirin Spear trick. That's gonna be Karma coming out. Immediately Kraken looking to waddle away from the monk. Does go for a commanding shout. I wonder if commanding shout makes it vile stronger. Does it? I think it would. There's just more healing since you have more health. Into an ignore pain immediately. Does have some damage going. Gag, no karma. Looks like Krager baits a karma out of these monks to take him out into an execute immediately. Bladestorm coming out as Dirks comes in next. Does Krager have a disarm for Dirks? Does send him with a fear. As Dirk just went through his full burst setup without Shadow Blades actually. It's not completely full. Does play the Night Fae. And is going to be able to port away from Krager, looking for a bit of a reset. Krager is going to have himself a hard time trying to get himself a little bit of re-heal. Is there Mage foot on the team? It looks like there isn't. So there's only so much you can do. Dirk should be able to get himself a full reset. Unless Krager has something for it, looks like the Shadow Strikes and the Eviscerate is going to do the trick. Not much you can do as a warrior in that situation. Catalyst is going to be up next as a Demonology Warlock versus Dirks. He does have the pest to cover for himself. Oh, I like your Mog a lot. The green looks so good. Is going to go for a cheap shot. Dirks is the one picking up the eyes actually. Before Katakan. Stun into Dirks. Does Catalyst get himself the full set of pets? Might be able to get quite a bit of pets. Mortal Coil getting trinket around. And Dirks blowing a trinket that early. That might have been the good use of a trinket. I guess we'll find out later. As Catalyst still hasn't committed too many pets. Really only one. Port coming out. Dirks is going to use all the mobility to catch up to Catalyst. Cheap shot coming out. Trinket side of it. Walls available. Shadow Fury onto Dirks. Trying to see if he can turn the damage around. Second stun with a second pet available. Does he go for the Tyrant? You could combine a Tyrant into this too. Evasion available for Dirks, trying to see if he could dodge some of the pet attacks. But Catalyst's health is doing just fine. Dirks does have to dip back into stealth. Probably going to sit in that stealth, recover all that health. I think he's playing Soothe the Darkness. That's going to give him a lot of health recovery. Catalyst heading over to the other set of eyes as we are almost hitting that 5-minute mark with a dampening rolling up, boys. And looks like Dirks is going to have to wait it out a little bit. Is caught up on a lot of that health. Defenses are not going to be available for a while though. Good thing they're only 2-minute defensives, so they should be back up soonish. Smoke bomb available if he needs to. Catalyst is sending the pet kind of far away. Looks like the pet is still going to be able to break through that sap either way. Stun into Dirks. Doesn't at least disrupt the Rogue's 100% crit opener. The Shadow Strikes is still going to hurt, but at least it stops a portion of his opener. Drain life coming out for Catalyst as he's summoning up more pets. He's not going to have the stun available in Dirks unless he goes in for Shadow Fury. And looks like the Demon Doggers are going to catch Dirks behind the pillar. Trying to see if he might be able to get away from the pets. Trying to see if he can port around. Shadow Step into Catalyst into a cheap shot yet again. Going to be a port for Catalyst. Bails away from Dirks, but only for a second. Big Gateway comes out. Does get himself instant cast. Looks like it's going to be a juke out of Dirks into that interrupt. With the Demonic Tyrant up next. The other Tyrant going to be able to do any damage here. Tyrant at least empowers all the other pets by the Warlock, but the Tyrant itself might not be able to do too much to Dirks. If that Felger can catch up to Dirks, that's going to do significant damage. The Tyrant does get one cast off. Dirks needs to go for an interrupting Tyrant. He does not. So that was a bit of damage. Dirks going for a stun on that pet. Cheap shot onto Catalyst, trying to make the damage here happen. Back-to-back Eviscerates. Mortal Claw sending him out into the other direction. Dirks does have Cloak of Shadows evasion as well as Vanish coming up very, very soon. And Catalyst got even more pets. Dirks doesn't really have a lot of help to really work with here. Stun, does have a trinket for it. Does he go for it? Looks like he just leaves instead. He did have a trinket, did have a cloak. Could have maybe done something in that situation. Vanish coming up very, very soon. Maybe more line of sight would have helped. But he just bailed out. This Warlock made a rogue with 100% crit Lego. Rage quit. Frostboy up next. Not even playing Frost in this situation. Actually playing Unholy. Getting away from all those Warlock pets, the Demon Doggers as well as the Felguard are rushing him. And Frostbite doesn't really have a lot of good self-heals, so he might be in a bad spot, as these pets are actually going to do some permanent damage to him. He does have Death Pact, which is not really a self-heal. He does have Lichborn, which is mild self-heal at most. It looks like Catalyst got himself the back-to-back stuns of Frostbite with a Mortal Coil. Still holding on to Trinket, use Death Pact really early. AMS available, Reflect for Catalyst. That's going to be a stun, not getting reflected back to the DK, but I think the DK is done with. Those Felguards are just blasting him through. Barely any health available. That's of Lichborn. Not a lot of runic power total to work with. Instant cast coming out for Catalyst, taking him out. And I believe the last one left is a Fire Mage rolling up into Catalyst. Is going to be immediate pet stun by Catalyst. Trying trying to disrupt the Mage. Going to be a breath. That's getting a line of sight of the pets. The pets can't even stun him in the first place. Combustion coming out for Obliv. Wall of Catalyst gets a fear onto Obliv. And that's a nice wall and a nice fear. Catalyst using the Warlock House to catch up on health right now while we're only at 7%. 7-minute dampening with 16% dampener. 7-minute game, almost at 8 minutes. It's actually going to go for a full resummon of a brand new pet. Maybe we'll decide to turn around that combustion window for a little bit. Start blasting the other guy. Obliv trying to go for a Ring of Peace. Oh, Ring of Frost actually disrupted himself instead. Rune of Power around the corner. Does have the images available. Mortal Coil for Catalyst. Getting that CC and is continuing to pump out pets. Although the Simps, I don't think are going to do much to Obliv. Trying to see if he might be able to freeze the Felgar pet, which is at least going to stop Catalyst in place. It is going to go for the Kite. Might actually freeze himself. All the time available for Obliv. Getting those instants in there. This to go for a Spell Steal. Trying to go for a Spell Steal on the Reflect. Looks like he wasn't really able to. Radiant Spark going through. Does have an interrupt of his own to stop Obliv on the fire damage, so you can't make the carrying ability of Radiant Spark do damage. Stun right after, blinking for it. Into another fear getting set up by the Warlock. As just continuing to summon pets. Vile Fiend, pets, imps, demon doggers, anything you can get. As long as you continue to summon pets, you'll be in a good spot. Those pets are going to do damage, especially behind the pillar. To Obliv. Does hit him with a Mortal Coil. The blink comes in maybe a little too early. Does get the Tyrant rolling up too. And Obliv is in a perfect situation to maybe get some line of sight. Looks like that Tyrant is not going to be able to do much. It looks like Obliv did get hit with a curse. Can dispel it, but I don't really know what kind of curse he got hit with. Stun into Obliv does actually interrupt him on the frosty damage, avoiding the Tyrant as best as possible. Ring of Frost is going to freeze all those pets, except for a couple of imps. Second Tyrant up, second Felguard up and running. Trying to go for Radiant Spark. Catalyst bails out of there with a nice port. Lets that cast finish. Lets the combustion comes out, and then bails out with a nice reflect. Reflects one of the Pirate Blasts back to Obliv. All the time has been used. Doesn't have a lot of defenses though. Was going to be Ice Block as well as Cauterize still available for Obliv. But so far these pets from Catalyst have been giving Obliv a lot of hard time. First aid available at 27% damper. Obliv recovering quite a meaningful amount of health. And is going to get him some shields up and running. Looks like the shields are not healing for nearly as much as they were, boys. Looks like the shield nerf might have been actually enough. Stun into Obliv as he does get an interrupt on the Catalyst. Still able to summon the pets. You have a couple different casts for Catalyst. You have Shadow, but you also have Demon casts. So Shadow cast and Demon cast, like let's say you get interrupted in Shadow Bolt, you can still summon demons. You can still make handle cooldowns happen. You can still summon Demon Doggers. And even Vilefin is actually a fire cast, so interrupting that one just lets you cast everything. Trying to go for the Shadow Fear, almost clipping Obliv. The Invis comes out for the Mage and might be able to get himself some food. Obliv wants to prolong this duel, maybe turn it around. There's only Catalyst as well as Telrion on the other team, and maybe Masterfoot, unless Masterfoot DC'd. Yeah, Masterfoot DC'd. I don't think he even got to play. So it's really down to Catalyst and Telrion, and Obliv might be able to stand a chance here. Trying to set up a Rune of Power. Radiant Spark is going to be a pet coming in. No stun just yet. Going to be Alter Time. Catalyst goes for Mortal Coil versus Obliv. And you still hold on to that Alter Time. Coming back to his Rune of Power. That's going to be a Tyrant up and running. The Tyrant doesn't want to go for range cast at all. Getting rooted, but I think it's still playing dumb. And that's going to be that Ring of Frost for all those pets. Valfin walking into it first. And I think Catalyst might be able to hold this other pets back. Nope, all of them get frozen. So Catalyst is kind of by himself while the pets are frozen for a moment. Obliv does blink around the corner. No way for him to break out of stuns this time. And that's going to be a nice stun onto Obliv with a nice Fellstorm by the pet. Iceblock coming out. Trying to save the Cauterize for later. As Catalyst is looking at a Mage with a big combustion ready to go. And it looks like Obliv is not playing Meteor, is he? I'm not seeing Meteor in his bars at all, so I wonder what he's playing instead. Mortal Coil as the blink comes in. Catalyst able to kind of juke it. And Obliv recovered a lot of health while inside of that Ice Block. Wildfin getting set up for Catalyst with a stun around the corner with a second Felguard. That's a lot of pets on Obliv. Lots of pets for him to deal with. Does go for knockback on his pets. Getting the images of his own, so he might be able to maybe the Warlock pets might attack the images instead. Maybe, but highly doubt it. Going to be combustion ready. Catalyst does reflect. Obliv is careful not to Pyroblast himself in the face. Another stun by the pets yet again as combustion wears off. Obliv goes in for a bit more. I use a trinket. I don't know if it's Battle Masters. Maybe a damage increase trinket at the end there. Probably Battle Masters. Nova on his pets. Catalyst going. I actually pushing it offensively this time. Trinket's out of the breath. That's going to be an interrupt onto Obliv's carrying setup. Mortal Coil to follow. And maybe it's going to be a hand to go down. Has some Mystic Cast ready. Demon Doggers are in. It looks like Obliv is going to have his Cauterize proc in here, boys. Let's see if the shields. The shields are going to come in. They do minor healing. Do a little bit of healing. Definitely not as much as it was. because the shields, I guess, are not as massive. Fear trying to land it, not gonna happen. Oblivious going to the other side of the pillar with a stun, cutting him off, and that's gonna be more pets with a Vilephian ready to leap with a poison. I think it might be bad for Oblivious. Does go for a sippy cup. He doesn't have the sippy cup hot. He does have the normal sippy cup, but not the heal over time effect. So it's not gonna be nearly as massive, but it does give him that instant health when he needs it. And with another Tyrant, Oblivious just in a hard spot to play with. Does have alter time, might be able to walk to the other side of the pillar. If he gets low, he can just alter time it. Doesn't trap Catalyst. Trying to send some Phoenixes and actually quite a bit of damage back to Catalyst. Oblivious might have it here. Catalyst needs to use Reflect properly. No wall available. Just use CC he can. Stun Mortal into Oblivious, getting more pets up and running. I think it's over for the Fire Mage. And down he goes. Catalyst just needs to play the safe play there. Or use Reflect at a proper time. And Catalyst comes out with, well, looks like 2 kills, but I think it might have been more. Pretty good, boys. Pretty good. We didn't have people on team 2 leave, but it's okay. They wouldn't have been able to play because of the guy anyway. You know what I mean? It's probably running killing so he gets more combust. I guess it makes sense. I'm so used to Meteor. But I guess maybe if you're Kirin, isn't Meteor and Kirin just really good? I think it's way too good for Kirin and Meteor. But maybe he tried something new. Alright. Let's get another up and running. Looks like Linus, do you have a group? Maybe I don't know how to work baby another time. Alright, sounds good. We got Ren. Do we have Pelor ready? Is Pelor ready? Ren is ready. I guess we gotta get Ren and Pelor. Trippers. Or Fame Monster now. Let's change his name. What's the name of that front Frosty is spammed in chat? I have no idea. Come on down. What do you mean come on? What'd I do? Huh? What, this guy? I don't know how to work baby another time. You can join now if you wanna. Just join one of the LG groups, my guy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I don't direct, for future reference, I don't direct anybody who goes in what groups. You guys gotta find an LFG group for 5v5 1v1 DUELS and just join them. It's that easy. New group. We'll get up and running. I don't know if Crippers has a group. It looks like Crippers isn't here, so we're gonna go Poxy and Ren, I guess. Crippers, my mans. I don't know if he's here. We're just gonna go Ren and Poxy. We'll do that. Ren, Tikar. I don't think these two played each other yet, though. I could be wrong. Proxy me. No, G group feels bad, man. You guys can always make one yourselves. You guys can always make one yourselves. Rage quit? Yeah, kind of. But then again, he was probably like, you know what? There's nothing I can do. I think I've been had. I'm just gonna leave. Find something else to do. But I really like I do like it when they finish off the games, no matter how it goes, you know? Make your own groups? Yeah. I have a group. I'm leader. Prezaz. Okay, I'll need to add just access. What do you mean, you guys? Oh my god. For God's sakes. My guy, all you have to do is like at me. You can do this thing called at Dalaran. Yeah, you can just do this. Hey Dala, I got a group. Could you add me after the final? Yeah, like you could have drawn something like this. Add Dalaran. Hey Dala. I mean, you could add me in chat. I deal with so many things on screen, my mans. I could only catch up so much, and unless you get my attention, I might miss you. Welcome to the stream. That's kind of how it runs. I don't do it on purpose. I just don't have the brain capacity for more. So Twitch, I need to upgrade my internal RAM, dude. It's not Cyberpunk. I can't just do that. We got it says Arhi Oregon first up. Versus looks like Violent. It looks like Arhi is walking in there stealthily. Oh, I'm switching wrong people into a Poly. Does it go for a big setup? G-Pie getting cooked up. Is Violent gonna act? Or is he gonna take the heat? Big fireball, Meteor coming down. No, it's gonna be a silence. No combustion. Violent is gonna have to go for a bit of a health reset. Oh, we're actually getting a lot of health through. Actually just healed up to full. That's whole burst. I guess Archeorg didn't commit combustion or anything. Stunning him as he blinks out of that stun breath onto Violent. Trying to land for another poly. It's gonna be short. It's gonna go for fireball either way. Big combustion ready. Does Violent? Oh, there goes the disperse. Does have an answer for it. And Archeorg is playing that Night Phase, so he's going to be able to get cooldowns back faster. Meteor came back quite quickly, so he's going to have a Meteor go next time he gets a poly onto Violent. Does hit him with a breath yet again. Does he go for a poly soon? No, looks like Archie is going to bail out of there for a second, make some range. Violent no longer with a disperse, so next time he might have to trinket a go. And Archeorc looks like he's gonna back up out of there for a second. Kind of have it as like a slow run. A really weird looking slow walk. Violent just chilling in the back with the images. Doesn't want to push up to Archie. It looks like we're having a bit of a stall. Violent needs an answer for the next go. He has a trinket. He has Greater Fade if he could use it properly. Time it right. He might be able to stop the Meteor go. Then there's also a opportunity for him to go for Vampiric Embrace. Archie missing the breath that is a Greater Fate used by Violent. Is going to go for an aggressive silence on the Archie. We're trying to see if he might be able to get a Mind Games in. But Archie is already chugging along, already moving away from the man. Is going to go for that Shadow Fiend, but the Shadow Fiend not getting value. Archie is trying to get back that combustion pretty quickly. Stun onto Archie, does have a blink for it. Does he go for a breath into Violent? Violent goes for fear before that happens. I think Archie is trying to push in for a breath. Does have a soul shape for it into a poly. Probably going to be triggered for Violent. Does trigger it really early. And it goes for big cooldowns. Does create the smallest line of sight ever. That pixel of the corner of this massive, massive tiger statue. Using literally a corner of that statue just to create line of sight. Meteor on the other side of the area for Archie, hoping that Violent walks into it. It looks like Archie just trying to see if he can fish for another combust. Is going to be mind game, so Archie is going to have to hold back the burst for now. It looks like the shields. I can't tell if Violent is aggressively dispelling those shields or if that's just the damage from Violent that's blasting through those shields. But it looks like maybe the shields are just not as good. Going to be Greater Fate for Violent. Does go for a silence. Perfect for him to maybe get aggressive with Archie. Does not want to give him the PI. He's very, very careful about not using PI here against him. He just doesn't want to give him any more haste. Gonna be Ring of Frost after the G-Pie. Does stop in place. Archie does have a big setup. Combustion's coming out, but Disperse comes in earlier. Archie, if you only were to have tracked Disperse cooldown, he might have had the full combust go into Violent with not a lot to stop him in between. Fear onto Archie. Does choose to trinket it. And trying to make whatever damage of that combustion or the tail end matter. Breath before the Mind Games comes out. It looks like Archie's gonna play it very defensively. All the time available in case he's in a bad spot. And Violent did have to go for a big cooldowns, but with Archie going for the pillar plate, Violent's just gonna go for a reset. If Archie is quick enough, he can go for a big setup on the Violent. He has Meteor, he has big G-Pie. He just needs to get a breath poly. And that's gonna be a lot of damage. Great Fate coming out before the breath play comes in. It looks like Archie trying to see if he can catch Violent with a polymorph. Does he land it? Silence does come out, and Violent can turn this around maybe. Mind Games is going to stop Archie from going for a big burst. Do you go for G-Pie? I feel like you just go for G-Pie. Looks like he actually waited out the Mind Games or maybe one of the heals. Someone healed him earlier. So he got some cooldowns back. Gonna be Meteor coming in for Violent with a Fireball right after. Does quite a bit of damage. Trying to get himself a bit of a shield. That's gonna be continuing trying to get himself a bit of a heal if possible. Interrupt available for R. He could lock him out on Shadow. That's gonna be more Fireballs. Does he get a lockout? Doesn't use lockout just yet. Fear onto Archeorc. Good if you only had a Trinket. Could have maybe Trinket and interrupted Violent. As the Shadow is caught up on a lot of the health back. Archie is actually having his shield stripped little by little, so Violent is continuing to aggressively strip their shields. Dropping big DPs onto Archie. Our shifting power coming out is going to get Meteor and Combustion back very, very soon. Violent does have G-Pie. Does have Disperse for the G-Pie. So maybe if Archie can somehow get a Disperse without having to use Combustion or Meteor, he might be able to do something to Violent. Big G-Pie comes out with Rune of Power. That's going to be Violent actually trinketing out of it. With a Shadow Meld, is going to just kind of walk out of that damage. And it looks like Archie is the one using Ice Block there. Violent is the one who played defensive, but Archie is the one using Ice Block. I don't know if he's trying to put the Ice Block on a cooldown, just to maybe use it again this game. Or if he's actually taking a lot of damage just now. I was more watching to see what Violent is going to do. But Violent used the Trinket in a really weird way. Shadow Meld, I don't really know if that helped him with anything. Maybe that was for the G-Pie, like the last second. But I really don't know. It might have been. It looks like Archie just taking the dot damage. Those shields are doing a little bit to help him. Stun onto Archie, he does blink out of it with a silence immediately. Kind of ease that silence away from the Shadow Play, so now he might be able to push in. Dora Shadows happening for Violent with the Fear right after. Archie missing that breath out of Trinket and that Fear. And that's going to be... Oh, Shadowboard Death breaking Violent out of the palm if expected with the G-Pie right after. Still big damage coming out for Archie though, and Violent just taking the damage to the face. Nova by Archie, dropping down a Meteor. Does he go for a big combustion? I think he's trying to see if he might be able to bait out a full disperse out of the Shadow Priest without having to go for a big combustion. Breath into Violent, and Archie just cannot get aggressive at all. All that damage is healing Violent back anyway. So far, I feel like Archie might have been on the back foot. It just takes one good combustion setup to turn the damage around, turn the game around. But I don't know if he might be able to do it here. He's still continuing to get his polys into G-Pies into Ring of Frost, which is a good combo. Stun by Violent does not let the Ring of Frost go through. And Archie just needs to get a nice interrupt from Violent so he doesn't get any health catch up. 6 minutes in the duel, 10% dampening. Violent's just continuing to heal. And Archie so far just hasn't been able to push him over the edge. Again, sitting on a combustion. He knows that there's disperse. Might be able to, again, use that combustion or maybe just use Meteor or G-Pipe to get a disperse, then combustion to finish him off. But I feel like Violent's just not going to press disperse. I don't think he has to press disperse. So far, he's been able to survive every kind of go that Archie had without committing all the cooldowns. So he might just not have to play disperse at all here. G-Pie setting up. Another Ring of Frost does have a greater fate for it. The G-Pie still connects. Violent is going to eat a Meteor to the face. Continue to heal himself as much as possible. Stun to Archeorc as combustion does come out. There goes Disperse. Sees that combustion. He's like, you know what? I can press Disperse. I think I'll be okay. At 40% dampening, that does make Disperse slightly weaker as a CD. But I think he might still be okay. Archie getting with the silence. Violent is going to go for a bit of a self-heal. And continuing to get DPs onto Archie and continue to strip him off his shields. Ultra time available. Looks like Archie using ultra time really early here. Maybe he realized that he could just have it all dispelled. But Violent so far hasn't really been in super trouble. Hasn't been in the big troubles yet. Trinket still available. Still holding on to the PI. Will not give that Mage the PI. Just basically has to take that ability off the bars for this duel. Archie getting himself some shift in power. I feel like maybe this is where Violent could maybe put some pressure. Every time Archie is going for shift in power, stop at shift in power does desync a lot of Archie Orcs cooldowns, making it basically impossible for him to deal with or to get something set up in preparation to a disperse. Trying to go for an invis into a poly onto Violent. Is going to trinket out of it. Silence on Archie Orc. He trinkets that silence. And that's going to be a greater pyro. I don't know if he had tried to go for a death on the next sheep. Meteor coming in. Violent does go for a Shadow Meld, and I think he does ignore the Meteor damage completely. He definitely ignores one of those two abilities. Trying to set up a Mind, gives it to Archie. Like I said, that happen. Into ultra time for Archeorc. Not a lot of health available. Shadowboard Death, does that happen here? You could maybe Shadowboard Death does try to go for it, but Archie did catch up on a little bit of health. Archie does have a Warlock on his team, Yasa, so Warlock health did come in handy. Ice Block, just to try to catch up on that health. So it looks like he did use Ice Block. One, because he can't get cooldown reduction on it with the Night Fae ability, Power Shift. But also, he did actually get a second use out of it. So he did get some value, but it was dispelled really early by Violent. Archie pushing in probably for another breath. Is there anything this mage can do at this point? I feel like the Shadow Priests just have had him on the ropes the whole time. Has his Spurs back up. Is Archie eating that dot damage? Is going to go for Greater Fate. Silence Archeor. Could maybe just clean him off that combustion completely. Stun right after. Does have a blink for that stun. Trying to make the Spiral Blast work. Violent taking a bit of damage though. But with that fear is going to be able to catch up on Shadowmans and Archeor. Just stripped of all his dots. Does have Cauterized Proccing right here. No Ice Block to follow up. A Shift Power trying to come out. Trying to maybe get himself shields back up. Does have Ultra Time in case Violent pushes up. And Archie is catching up on a little bit of health here and there. Looks like Ultra Time could have put him out in the open again. But I don't really know if a Fire Mage can actually do anything now. He's missing those breaths, which is definitely not helping. But Violent just has so much self-sustain here in this duel. And Archie with those shields, maybe after the nerf, just doesn't have the same sustain as before. Does get a Greater Fate out of Violent. Violent still has Disperse though. It's just he can't really get a Disperse out, have a combustion setup for the next yo before the Disperse is back. Breath, and I think Archie is just down. There goes the Seed Pod. Maybe he might be able to survive the Seed Pod. I think Violent might still have the damage. If he goes for a Mind Blast on Seed Pod, there's definitely nothing that can stop him. Mind Flay, and it looks like Archie is going to come back from the pod. He does come back from the pod. But is there much you can really do? Trickets out of the fear into the silence immediately. Going to be Violent, going in for more DPs. Shadow Crusher on the corner does get himself a blink with a shield. Shift Power coming back in. 10-minute duel, and Archie, I mean, he survived, but barely. Warlock Hellstone has definitely helped him if he didn't have those on his team. I feel like that would have made it impossible for him to do. Another breath missed on Violent, but this time he didn't use G-Pi. It looked like Death does get Violent out of the polymorph pretty easily. Does get interrupted on Shadow. This is where Archeoric is trying to turn some damage around, maybe make some aggressive plays. Gonna be Vampiric base for Violent. Just can get some freebie single target damage to Archie and catch up on a lot of health, making sure Dodamus is heading behind the pillar. Hey, he does get the shields up, but I don't really know if the shields are gonna do much at this point. And as long as he just strips him off the shields, he'll be okay. Combustion coming out, silence of the Archie. And Violent, even at 38% dampen, just continuing to heal himself just fine. Archie with not a lot of health left. Did get a nice setup of Pyroblast at the end there with Violent. Almost had him. But it looked like Violent didn't even press the spurs. Didn't even feel like he was in worries. Dozy up next. That was a long duel between a Fire Mage and a Shadow Priest, but at least he didn't go 15 minutes. Only 11. Compared to the last duel we had against a Fire Mage. It just felt like it was impossible for him to really get a nice setup to beat the Disperse, the short cooldown of that. Going to be a Violent going for a Trinket with a Greater Fate against Dozy. After the dots get set up, is going to go for Shadow Men's, but the Wound Poison is setting in as Dozy does have an extra layer of healing reduction. So the Shadow Priest might be in a bad spot. Shadow stepping to the Priest with the Fear to Follow. Does have a Trinket out of it. He's going to get himself a nice Envenom with a Poison Bomb. Disperse coming out, and as long as Dozy has the Wound Poison on Violent, he's not going to recover that much health out of it. Still quite a bit of health recovered either way. And Dozy needs himself a good go. Silence on a Dozy. Gets a kidney shot onto Violent. No, nothing is going to stop with that silence. Should be able to get a Shiv and maybe a couple of good Envenoms. Is going to go for a late Vendetta, but is going to do enough to take out Dozy. Or take out Violent. Dozy did go for the Kirin Potion, it looked like, or Kirin Ability, one or the other. Definitely had the effect go through. Maybe it was a potion to get rid of the DP. Just to make sure that the Priest can't heal. Dozy is going to get hit with some dots by Manetho. Picked up the eyes as he charged the Rogue, and Dozy needs himself a reset. If he just got himself a re-stealth, he'll be okay. The shield should hold strong. As Manetho charging for another set of eyes, but it looks of it, so Dozy needs himself a little bit of recovery. He does have Cloak of Shadows. He does have evasion. Vanish is available as well, and Manetho looking to maybe get Dozy out somehow. Maybe with a port. If he can get himself a good position with a port, he might be able to do something here. Just gotta confuse Dozy. Which way is he gonna go? Left or right? Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a reset, and Dozy is gonna be able to recover some valuable cooldowns. Trinket being one of them. But he's actually gonna sit down and even have some food while he's at it, dude. Might as well. Might as well. Yeah, it looks like Manetho is not gonna push up. We are at 13 minutes into this duel. 50% dampener. Almost catching Dozy out with a Shadow Crash. So we're not going to have any kind of healing here, boys. Or any kind of healing is actually going to be a miracle that there's any kind of healing going on. Kidney shot onto Manetho. Does go for a stun on Dozy with PI and everything available. Dozy has Cloak of Shadows for it. Manetho might have to disperse this here. It's going to give me a Greater Fate. And Dozy looking to get the hell out of the Smoke Bomb. Does try to use Smoke Bomb to cover his tracks. Door of Shadows to catch up to Dozy. Does Dozy get himself a reset? Looks like he does. Manetho used PI and everything. Disperse is still available though. You could still go for a full disperse play. Sap Manetho while he's got a low, not topped off, I guess. I was going to say usually you sap them while they're low on health, but with the Shadow Priest, they can catch up on health. Yeah, that's going to be rough. Dozy, though, opening up with a Garrod, get himself that ambush in there with a kidney shot right after. Got his dots up and running. Going to be a disperse from Manetho, and Dozy is staying next to him. Is he going to go for a blind play after this? Blind? Yep, he's going to go for the blind play. No chicken from Manetho, by the way. I just noticed he's not even relentless. I don't know if he has a human racial or not. He might still have human racial, so if Dozy is aware of it, might be in a bad spot. Shadow Crash gets him out. Does land the Garrod in the end anyway. And is able to get the dots up and running. Dozy has the trigger for that stun. Vendetta available for the next go. Mind games. Dozy knows he can't. He really should try to do something here. Kidney shot? Did he try to kidney that Greater Fate? No, he didn't. Still has a kidney. Vendetta is available. Dozy, does he have enough damage here? Manetho. Oh, big Envenom comes out with a Vanish Garrod. Dozy taking out a Shadow Priest. Needs to over here right now. I think Taxi's just going to dot him up and that's it. It's over. Taxi is going to take him out with dots. Not going to give him a chance. Bloodwed is going to be up next. Blood? We're going to call it Blood. Bloodwed? He's playing the Night Fin. Probably going to go for the big hunt here after getting the big setup. Taxi going for the Mortal Coil immediately. That's going to be on Uwei getting interrupted. As Blood did have to burn a trigger for an in-cap onto Taxi. Is he going to go for the hunt here? Is this going to be the play? Intro and Metamorphosis, another item available. Hunt right after, and Taxi is going to take quite a bit of that damage from the Hunt. Goes to Reflect. I don't really know what he can reflect from Bloodwed. Maybe a stun. Soul Rod is coming out as he's going to go for maybe a Fear. No, not going to happen. Does have a chicken port out of the way, and Bloodwed is set over there with the dark glare attacking him. Does go for a full immunity with Netherwalk. Does not have leech for his metamorphosis though, so it's going to make it harder for him to heal. And actually lands a kill on the tag anyway. What is going on? Oh, actually got the kill anyway. But the Paladin does take him out in the end. What do you look like? Oh my god, you goober. You got the tabard and everything. It looks like a Kyrian, dude. If only he was blue, he'd look like a legitimate Kyrian. Maybe that was the play. Maybe that was the purpose of it. That actually looks so cool. The tabard looks great. Is that a Kyrian tabard? It actually looks so good. Boxy up next though, dropping the Shadow Crush onto Xai. What's his name? Xayot? Sayot. We'll call him Sayot. The K is silent. Is that it? Sayot X? I have no idea. Boxy will take a big Tempest Verdicts to the side of his head. Greater Fate, try to keep him alive, but that's not going to be enough. Look, the Sayot still got those Greater Fate, Tempest Verdicts in there either way. And Yase is the last one on the team too, as a Necrolord Demonology Warlock up next. Got himself the shield at 72% dampener. Man, this has been a long game. The Fire Mage and the Shadow Priest just make it super, super long. Fire Mage didn't want to die, but the Shadow Priest also didn't want to push in. So playing it safe, you are going to have a long game, but you are going to get the win out of it anyway. As Yasi is resetting up another gateway, Saya chilling back behind the pillar on his full Kyrian mount with a full Kyrian Mog and a full Kyrian set, and everything looks Kyrian. Turn evil onto the pet and Yasem. Is that actually going to do anything for Yasem? I guess the fear is going to be quite annoying to deal with. Reflect is up, but looks like the Hodge still went through. Does go for a trick on his CTs. Syed go for a bit of damage with that. Seraphim, he knows Seraphim does a lot of damage. Basically stronger than Wings sometimes. As Syed getting hit with a stun by the pet trick coming out. As is going to be Yasa sending even more pets. 77% damage, but Syed can only do so much healing. Word of Glories, yeah, they're not healing for much. That is going to be Yasa going for a curse onto Syed. I think Curse of Weakness probably, right? It looks like he's not able to really get much healing right now. 78% damage, that's all it took. That's all it took. For a Paladin to have no heals. Saya does still hold into Bubble and Bob. Bubble coming out right now, and Yasa just walking and waddling away from him. Does go for a port. Could he go for a gateway? He might just be able to get, unless he used the gateway already. Saya going in for the toll bell, trying to make those judgments clap. Looks like they don't even break through the Maldraxian shield though. And Saya looking to backpedal away from all those pets, as Yasa most likely has a couple instants available. Is going to get a slow curse onto Saya. The pets are doing quite a bit of damage. Yasa finally his shield is getting broken through, trying to go for a Destiny Bolt into Saya. That's going to be a Demon Bolt to take him out. Didn't really take a lot with the Rage going up next, charging right in. Into a root onto Yase, who is going to go for a summon Vilefin while Wall's up. He might as well summon all his pets. Stun onto Rage is going to have a Reflect available. Trying to go for an interrupt onto Yase, I think. No, he didn't. He didn't go for an interrupt. Fear on all those pets though for Rage. This is good, as all those pets are feared to Guam. That is going to be trying to get in a couple slaps into Rage though, as he does have himself Avatar and all the damage ready. Might be able to turn around to Yase. It looks like the warrior did find himself some damage with a random RNG Avatar coming out during his burst. Damn! That was pretty good. That was pretty good, boys. Well, there it is. Let's get another one up and running, man. Great, be all kinds of informative. Yo, I do appreciate you. Man, that was a long duel. We're already 70. It's already 7. Dude, we do one more. This is normally what I end the stream, dude. That's how long these duels are, man. That's how long these duels are. We got like, what, 2 of them today? All of them are so long. 2 hours already flew by. Man. Syx, I'll see if I can add you, man. Jab me on an A or EU. Whoa! I was just answering a message. Who's that? DC, my man! My guy. Hey, what's up? How you doing? 20 bones! Shh, That's a lot. Hello, my friend. How you doing, DC? How you doing, my man? Sorry, I was just answering a message real quick. To Tricold over on the NA. I didn't see it pop up until now. The BNet thing. Oh, this chat looks so clean. I don't want to dox him for what he wrote me. It's not anything like weird, but privacy is, you know, kind of important for me. So I make it important for other people too. But it looks so clean. Hold on. Okay, I can dox something. I can dox real quick. Because this is a new. You guys seen Milord saying, you know, 5v5 duels ready, we're ready. This is literally the same chat from last time we did duels. Look how clean this is, dude. The speech bubbles and everything. There's like all the people on the side. All that, you know what I mean? It looks so good. Or looks so good. Like, it looks clean. I like it. It is a little bit buggy though, because when I swap to one of the people, it sometimes resets it to the older messages. For some reason. Like with Tricold, for some reason, it goes back to November 16th. For some reason. And if I click go to newest messages, recent messages, it just keeps resetting back to that. That is a bug. That is a bug for certain. Well, either way, it looks good. Do we do one more or are we done, boys? Do we do one more or are we done? No love for the DH? Yo, I thought DH did pretty good. He actually got that random kill on the Warlock. I just didn't really have the angle for it. Let's see what happened. Oh my god. Alright, okay. Let's see if I can even add you, my mans. Pretty zazz. Alright, here we go. Added. Woo, here we go. Do we do more or are we done skip for the night? Kraken wants to go one more. Who else is ready? Who else got a group, man? Who else is ready and who else got a group of boys? Done? Are we done for the night? We might just be done. It is 7:04. Dude, I had coffee just to get through the day. You know what I mean? Had coffee. I didn't have a lot of energy in me. And I'm probably going to do some PvP later tonight. I just kind of want to chill too. Oh, I really want to chill. I've been using a lot more time. No, go one more. We don't play. No, you do what I say. I know you're a streamer with your own like schedule, but you do what I say. I love those guys in chat. We got a group. Reset, what group you got? We already waited 30 minutes. Isaac, whose group are you in, man? This got here too. Yeah, we can do one for DC. How about we do one more for DC? How about we do one more for DC? And Praz got a group. Waiting for one more. And Kragar with a plus. We'll throw you against Kragar. I don't know how it's gonna go. Team Kragar. They're ready, dude. They've been ready. Got a team with Unstoppable. Does Unstoppable have me added? Or Rita, do you have me added? We'll do one more for DC, man. With how late it is, I'm fine with it being done. Yeah, we'll do one for DC, man. One more for our boy DC, dude. One more, dude. We group 30 minutes, we didn't get in. Wait, 5 men? Prayas, do you have a 5-man? If you have a 5-man, we'll queue versus Kragar right now. It's me, Unstoppable. Oh, whoa, okay. Unstoppable. Man, how are you? I didn't realize you were Psyxos. I thought it was just some random dude in chat who was just being a little pushy. I always thought Unstoppable would be just a really mellow dude. This is so chill. But he's just excited for games. 5? Okay, we got you. It's just like, man, this guy's just a little pushy in chat. I didn't connect the two. I always thought Unstoppable was a bit of softy. But then again, I never spoke to Unstoppable until now. Now we have it. Priyaz and Kragar. How you guys doing? Kragar, are you ready, my man? Gonna be online too, unrelated. Kragar! Is Kragar gone? Did I mess it up? Dictator match. MPR. Wait, did I mess up your name? Yes, I did. Okay. MPRIZAS. Priyaz. Kragar. Nalaran, boys. I'm an Unstoppable Kazakh group. He says he added 20 minutes ago, but no accept. Yeah. We just figured it out, Isaac. We just figured it out. We were just talking about that. He's certainly unstoppable. Yeah, he is hard all the time, dude. He just goes in hard. Every conflict he goes in hard, dude. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Not always. Intimidating? Sometimes. Sorry. Oh, nice. Oh my God. Sandwich, yo. DC with another 20, my man. Sorry, boys. I spaced out for a second. Was looking through Discord with the guildies. Sandwich. All right, DC. I'll get a sandwich on you tomorrow. How does it sound? Switch. Thank you. We got a big old hashtag. DC in chat, boys. Thank you so much, DC. Giving me that sandwich money. Now I don't have to beat up none of you for a sandwich money. We got ourselves team 2 with Kragger in there. On that team, we also got ourselves Masterfruit. Got ourselves Desmi. We got ourselves Wolf, as well as first up Dalaran as a warrior without any dampening. Should be pretty good. Versus team 1, we got ourselves Purple Haze. We got ourselves Blunt, Pump and Dump. We got ourselves Original Egg. Original Egg. As well as Insufferable. First out versus Dalaran. He's gonna go with a Shattering Throw, breaking through Insufferable's shield. That's a very unconventional way of doing that ability, using that ability, but he is doing it. Reflect available for the last. It looks like the last of broke. Healing Surge coming out. Does get the interrupt. Insufferable does so already. Fear onto the Fire Elemental. As Dalaran trying to get some cooldowns back a little bit quicker. Still holding on to Avatar for now. I guess in CAs he gets rooted by something. Stormkeeper coming out for Unstoppable. Is going to be a big Primordial Bolt. Does Dalaran have an answer for it? He's going to bail out of it with a Frog Krogwa form. Bailing out, trying to see if he might be able to catch up some heals. And it looks like he doesn't really get too much. Wait, he is getting some healing somewhere. I don't even know from where. Is it for being in Soul Shape? Waited out the Fire Elemental a little bit. Stormbolt and Unstoppable. Trick it out with the last. Trick it out coming out. For Dalaran is going to go for a Reflect on that Frost Shock and double leap. Mysterio bails out of there. All you guys get in that RBG Legendary where you have the leaps, man. Pick up flag, leap it in over to the base. It's just hilarious. Warriors just with massive leaps. Great mobility. Great mobility. Gonna be Dalaran trying to make some damage to Unstoppable. Is gonna have to go for Avatar into a Charger after. Does drop down a banner in case Unstoppable goes in for any kind of plays. Does he have the interrupt? He does have interrupt in case he needs to. And it's gonna be another leap away from Dalaran as he needs some health recovery. Is he playing by any measure? Battle stance? Is he battle stance? Doesn't even look like he has battle stance on. Or defensive stance. Is he second wind? I don't even know what he's playing. Looks like the last one might take him out. That does get himself commanding shout with the parry. That's going to give him some damage reduction. Try to go for an interrupt onto Stormkeeper. Looks like it's not going to happen. Unstoppable should have some big damage. Knocked down onto Unstoppable with a stun reactor. Dalaran needs himself a little bit extra health. Does go for a health. Battlemaster Trinket. Blazestorm coming out. With a fear on Unstoppable, does go for a lead, but looks like the dots do take him out. With Wolf gonna be up next as a beast. Mastery Hunter gets a stun on Unstoppable. Should be a DR stun. As Wolf goes in for even more damage. It's gonna be a wall available for Unstoppable as the pets are attacking him. Does go for Resonant Shot. Trying to make the Beast Mastery Hunter play work. Trying to go for an interrupt. Unstoppable does have the execute. It doesn't look like he takes out the Shaman. Unstoppable is going to at least allow his team a little bit of opportunity to play. We all know he had a big trick up his sleeve, but he's just being nice about it. Because this man has gone for a 1v5s, unrelenting to the enemy team, no matter how tough things get. Going to be a big turtle shell available as Blunt whips out all his pets, Zowen. And I think he's still holding on to the Weapons of Order. Wolf is going to have to play this very defensive. As Blunt taking quite a bit of damage, is going to go for a diffused magic. There goes the wall available as well with the brew. Disarm onto Wolf for a second. Does Wolf have anything to follow up? I think Wolf needs some kind of a freezing trap onto Blunt. He'd separate him from Zowen. There goes the Karma. Does Wolf have any answer for it? Does he have Feign Death or anything? Freezing trap onto Blunt at least does get himself a lot of health recovery. Now it's going to be Beast Show Wrath available. Blunt does not have any more defenses for this. So Wolf, I think, is ball in his court. In cap coming out, and the pets are chasing after Blunt. Is going to have the Ring of Peace to get the pets away. Stun comes out for the pets. They ignore the Ring of Peace knockback for that stun. They go in headstrong and just charge with an Intimidation. And that's going to be a Wolf able to get Blunt maybe low. Lexi comes out. Does Blunt have any more damage to follow up? Because it looks like Wolf should be A-okay for now. Is going to get those pets back to chasing Blunt. Does he get the interrupt? Almost gets the interrupt, but still Blunt gets super low. Wolf getting hit with the disarm, but the kill shot was already midair. And it looks like Purple Haze is going to get a bit of a re-stealth on Wolf. Gets the Cold Blood already. He is playing Smoke Bomb with a Shadowy Duel and Cold Blood. I usually don't overlap Smoke Bomb and Shadowy Duel like that, but I guess it makes sense if you're going for a full utility set for a rogue for sub. I just like the burst damage of sub. I don't know why. I just like it. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I do the things I do. Wolf is going to sit in the camo next to the eye. Purple Haze knows more or less where he's at. And I think it was a trap setup with Wolf. I think he set up a trap, then one camo. And he's just chilling. He's just okay chilling. I was going to say, if he flares on top of Purple Haze, then he's definitely stream sniping. He's definitely stream sniping if you flare on top of him. Picking up the eye, and Purple Haze might just open up. He's going to have his opener denied. I think Subterfuge's still going to go through. Does try to go for the Kieran setup. No more 100% crit, as Wolf does have him locked out of that for now, but still lots of damage available for Purple Haze, especially in the opener. Does not Shadow Blaze just yet. Wolf's taking quite a bit of damage just from one single set of dances. Cheap shot into Wolf, and that's going to be Purple Haze pretty low himself. Vanish comes out, does have a Hunter's Mark on him. Does he realize he has a Hunter's Mark? Does go for a Cloak of Shadows for the Hunter's Mark. Man, that's unfortunate. Still holds on to Smoke Bomb, Shadowy Duel, and no more charges of Shadow Dance actually. Just walking up, no more dances and Shadow Dance. That's going to be a freezing trap broken up pretty quickly though. Doesn't have dances and Shadow Dance. Does he have a Shadow Step? If he has one Shadow Step with a dance combo, he does have Blades for it. It looks like it's going to be Resonating Shot for Wolf. Should be able to get some freebie range damage onto Purple Haze right now. Kill shot maybe, potentially. Kill shot comes through and Wolf's taking him out. This Hunter is doing well. Original Egg. How original is he? Into a in-cap. Leg sweep on the Wolf. Does not have a trinket for a Turtle Shell available very, very soon. And that is Zoen, a full set of pets. Could be a turtle for him right now. Is Wolf going to go for it? Does go for a knockback trap. Stun into Original Egg. Forces the trinket out of the Hunter, out of the Monk. As he does get hit with a disarm, buffing up his pets, and there goes that Turtle Shell. I don't think Wolf has any kind of self-heal with the pets. Scarabits and Zoan. Zoan is the one NPC, one pet that's just immune to CC for one reason or another. Wolf dropping kind of low. Does he have any kind of self-heals at all? Could be a Touch of Death by Original Egg. Got him super low. Does throw down a trap, but looks like Touch of Death goes through him. An Original Egg taking him out, but Masterfoot actually able to play the game now. Able to actually have a chance. Does go for the Wild Charge. Backwards disengage towards Original Egg. Still chasing after him. Still keeping him dotted up. Any kind of pressure he can put on him is going to go for that Soul Shape to catch up. Bash missing due to Fist of Fury parry. Thorns out from Masterfoot. Does go for, big Star Surge as well. Full in card is up. Big Star Surge is taking the Monk out, and Pump a Dump is the last one left on the enemy team 1. Or, I guess, friendly team 1, depending how you look at it. Depending which team you're rooting for. Pump a Dump is the last one left, though. At the 7 minute mark, 13% dampening. Let's see how well the Ward of Glory's work for the Palace is going to get some slows into Masterfoot. He is aware that the Druid still has Incarnation, does hit him with a Hammer of Justice. Trink gets it kind of late as he sees the Paladin walking up. Star Surge is still doing quite a number. How well can Pump a Dump heal with the Ward of Glories? That's what I really want to know. That's what I'm really interested in. He's going for those Flash of Light just because he has mana and he doesn't really have a lot of holy power. But how well do those Ward of Glories work? Disarm. Pump a Dump still should have some of his abilities usable while disarmed. Thorns available, and he's going to back out. He does have a Shield of Vengeance, though. With those Thorns, probably just worth to actually get the thing to pop. Looks like Masterfridge is going to walk at him. Bash comes in. It's going to hit him with Convoke. Pump and Dump might have to bubble this. That's a lot of damage coming out. Ward of Glory is keeping him alive, but looks like the bubble still had to come out. Into a Hodge onto Masterfoot. Wings available. Bark's got available for the Druid. Trying to see if he survives the onslaught of the damage from the Paladin. Pump and Dump. Does he go for Ward of Glories at all? There goes the Ward of Glory with Wings. It still tops you off at 20% dampener. But that is with Wings. I am interested how much it heals for without Wings. Pure Wings, that's a Paladin big combustion form basically. You know what I mean? That's a big form. Cyclone into Pump and Dump. As Masterford catching up on a bit of that much needed healing, maybe might even be able to walk away from the Pala. Ward of Glory still heal for quite a bit, but they are weaker. Because normally, well, actually, let's wait until he's really low on health and see how good those Ward of Glories heal for. Let's see with the Healing Hands talent. Let's see if that is what is gonna, that's what I really want to see is the Healing Hands, low health. How much does Ward of Glories heal? Because prior to this nerf, they were basically lay on hands, especially with the crit, without wings or anything. Masterford just kind of chilling, trying to force the Paladin at him. There goes the Bash as a massive beam from above and is trying to activate his Eclipse to maybe make some damage happen. Hodge by Pump and Dump, but actually plays that very defensively. As he Thorns from Masterfoot is still gonna walk up towards the tail end of the Thorns. Does he have the Ward of Glory? Silence comes out, and Pump and Dump does get hit with a disarm. Wings are available, and he's getting those Ward of Glories. That is doing quite a bit of healing, even at low health. But that is with Wings though, so why is it so much? Maybe it just didn't crit? Maybe all those big heals the Leon hands are just crits, which is still quite huge. And Masterfoot is going to have to play the long game with this Paladin. Masterfoot just doesn't have any ways to lock him down. Can't really root him. He can bash him. And just try to see if he could do a juke, run in one direction, but leap in the other as a trial for him. I don't really know if that'll help him much. But he's still trying to maintain himself, and he's still doing okay. 30% dampening as we're heading towards the 10-minute mark, though. Pump and Dump dropping down Consecration, but Masterfoot is just going to dot him from a distance. Hit him with a beam. It looks like Pump and Dump. Did he use the Blood Oath Ritual just now? I guess it would give you Holy Power, right? But I think we want to save it for the Thorns. Masterfoot getting some freebie damage. Just trying to use that maximum range with his advantage. Trying to hit the Cyclone onto Pump. It looks like he's going to force a trick out of the Paladin. Wings are available. Does he go for a Bark? That's a Bark if needed. It looks like the Paladin is just not doing as much damage as he would want. A Bob coming now. That's a pretty big defensive. Masterfoot should be able to blast through pretty easily. Should live it to Pump and Dump. But it looks like he's just going to go for Ward of Glory spam. Masterfoot leaping in away, going for the Star Sword, is busting through the Shield of Vengeance pretty quickly. Pump and Dump still hold on to a eye for an eye, which I guess he was hoping to use against Desmond and Kragar. But I don't know if Masterfoot is going to let him out of this arena alive. Silence, and there goes the big incarnation. Does he have the Star Surge? Looks like Masterfoot is going to have to use Travel Phone to catch up. Pump and Dump not sticking by the pillar. Going to be a big old convoke. Good action interrupted. Looks like the Star Surges are going to fly, and looks like Masterfoot takes out that guy. Pretty good, pretty good. I really don't want to see the healing. He healed a lot. He also did a lot more healing than damage, but then again, he also played very defensively. I don't know if that's conclusive. Maybe tomorrow on NA we'll see some, maybe tomorrow on NA we will see some, what's the word? Some Palos. You know what I mean? Star Surge is huge, Jamie. Let the Hendrix flow. Purple haze. Dal is purple, pure haze, not purple has. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy, isn't it? Isn't that purple haze on his rogue? Isn't that purple haze just on his rogue, or is that a different person? Because I always thought that was purple haze. Okay, so it was a guy named Purple Haze. He was a Demon Hunter back in Legion. He made Demon Hunter for a little bit, and then into a DK around BFA. And then I think he had a rogue, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy if I'm not wrong. Made my knight, you have no idea? Yo. The Convoke against the Pala, or just the duel? That Hunter, by the way, slapped some cheeks. God damn, that was good. I enjoyed that one. That was... I feel like I shouldn't play favorites, you know, because I do the duels here. I feel like I shouldn't play... Ow. Ah. I should... Ow. And it also made reverberation to mic. I'm so sorry. I don't know how that sounded. Probably not too loud. A little bit more duels tomorrow for NA, and then more Friday for EU, boys. But that's gonna be the last one for the evening for us. How you doing today? Got a Convoke, dude. Convoke still is gonna slap, dude. They just removed Full Moon out of it. That just means more Star Surges. That just means more Star Surges. I don't know if the DKs are pals, but I love watching them. They're pretty fun, Tyrant. Yeah, they're pretty cool. DKs I feel like are more enjoyable now that they're squishy. Right, they're not like heal gods like they were in BFA. So having them make like big plays, big damage, and survive, it is clutch. Paladins, I feel like they're not squishy. They have a lot of heals, even with a nerf to their Word of Glories. That's still enjoyable. I think there's just the absurd amount of burst damage they do out of nowhere is hilarious to me every single time. Unless you're on the tail end of it, unless you're the one getting bursted. But I just think that's hilarious. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys, we're gonna call it there. Thank you so much for coming by to the stream. Always fun hanging out with all of you boys. I'm glad there's so many people we had in here, man. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Dude, more EU duels? Friday. We're gonna do more EU duels Friday. So, oh, Sander, I might need to move your name. Hold on. What does it look like? I could take a bite out of Sander. That man is a snack. What a beauty. Be a beauty like Sander. You don't have to. It costs money. You don't have to. Just watch it in the stream. Watch it for free. I'm happy with that. But this man right here. I'll show Shadowlands domination. Yo, how can I donate? You guys don't have to. There's links down below, but you really don't have to donate. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. That's all I care about. Tomorrow we got an NA duels. NA boys hopefully already. I'm gonna go. I really need to do some PvP tonight, but I probably am gonna just chill for the night for now, and then maybe do some PvP. I've been doing RPGs. They're fun, dude. I mean, I had to play. You basically have to play sub-rogue for RPGs, and maybe I can get into one where there's a sub-rogue and I play Outlaw, which is basically like a worse Windwalker. But maybe I can do some of those. But they're pretty fun, dude. I'm in that MMR where people are just trinketing saps, and there's a rogue with sub. You just one-shot things and just. You can just take bases. You just walk around, do whatever you want to do. It's hilarious. But I might do some of those in the future. They've actually been enjoyable. I need to find like a team. I need to get with a couple of my guildies because someone got 2400 and now I'm pushing RBGs on alts. I need to get in with some of them on their alts, push 2100 in that because I haven't really had an easy time fighting 2s or 3s. I usually have a healer that I play with all the time for 2s and a pre-mates for 3s, but they've been busy, I guess. So I've been so discouraged from pugging because I hate pugs. You guys know me, right? I mean, I like pugs in Mythic Pluses, but like when it comes to real content, real pushes, real stuff, I like doing with guild groups or friends or whatever. But maybe Boom will be down. Me and Boom were doing some Rogue Shadow Priest. Maybe if I play sub for that, that'll be a little bit easier. But I tried playing Outlaw. It was working some games, but as soon as it's a warrior healer, it was kind of rough. Just because, I don't know, it just feel like there was a desync. Although me and Boom did push up like 3s to 1800. So maybe we'll just get together with that one healer and just push 3s. Again, we had a Paladin healer. And like Outlaw Rogue together with a Shadow Priest. Like when I could actually have a healer and like do my damage, we pump. We pump. Hold on, real quick message from Seriously Made, what is the best content I want to be part of and I want to support? How can I donate? Link, yo, my man, there's links down below. There's a PayPal, then there's also YouTube super chat, then there's also becoming a member. You get access to the emotes in chat. If you want to do that and just spam emotes in chat all day, that'd be cool too. If you guys want to support, you can if you want to, but as long as you guys enjoy the streams, watching it for free, as long as you guys are having fun here, that's literally all I care about. All that extra stuff is literally extra. I really do appreciate the support. It's incredible. But I play video games like for a living. So just how many guys enjoying yourselves, you know, taking a break from maybe a hard day or just watching something because you're bored and I can ail that boredom. I'm happy to do that. Rogue Shadow Priest is really good right now. Without it's super fun. I feel like I just have goes all the time. I'm just pumping. And with the Shadow Priest having like, because we don't have to worry about like the fear into a silence into a stun or whatever combo you do, or maybe just go with a mind bomb fear. It's just so good. I go for the stun, I do my damage, he goes for CC, he goes for his damage, and he's a Shadow Priest, so most of the time people sit on him and I can play the game. I feel like when they sit on me, we don't get as many easy kills, but when they sit on him, we get the kills. So good. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. I'm rambling at this point. Thank you, boys. I really do appreciate you for joining in. Tomorrow, we got more duels over on the NA. We're gonna see the NA boys in action. I really do think that these changes that they got recently to the Mage are significant. We're seeing shorter games. Paladins, we're not seeing as many of them, but maybe tomorrow we'll see more Paladins and see how if that healing nerf is anything. Druids, we're still seeing combos, dude. It's not gonna stop. But thank you so much for coming by. We got more class busts tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm probably gonna cover them in tonight's video, but thank you guys so much for coming by. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you guys next stream. Alright, boys. Peace.
Chosen one, I'm not the one to underestimate. I want the throne, I loan the crush, obstruction, rush to